proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we are live once again. As you guys can see, the prodigal son has returned home. We're back home in South Florida, after 5 weeks in Dallas, 5 very joyful, great weeks in Dallas, where I learned a lot about not just boxing, but life. Shout out to my man Felipe.
So I have to clarify this.
It was a great time, but we're here at Pops. Hold on, making sure everything's good. Go to the thing real quick. I want to see if the signal's good out here, because this internet. We don't live in the best area, so and the internet be tripping. So we're gonna see real quick. But if you guys for those of you funneling in here, make sure y'all smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff.
My last video about Canelo out.
Come on, man, give me the phone. Yeah, man, Pops, is there anything you want to talk about while we're straightening this out? Anything you want to get off your chest about boxing?
Being the best and making history.
Something that I was very confused about was that franchise crap you told me about. The new belt you were telling me about. Not the new belt, Sulman from WBC made something. What were you telling me the other day? The franchise is now a title belt or something?
Yeah, so the WBC, and yeah, I can see the signals now. We're good right now, so I appreciate. Shout out to everybody here. Before I'm gonna answer your question, let's get in some comments, because I did see some comments.
Yeah.
Shout out to my main man MMA Boxing Dynasty. He said, he said, salute to OGBT and Pops. Absolutely. Shout out to MMA the Champs Boxing and Dynasty. Jesus M says, Que onda? Ennis versus Lipinets, will you be live? Yes, we'll be live all day Saturday. We'll be live for Conor Benn's fight versus Vargas. We'll also be live. I'm going to try to watch both cards at the same time. Top Ranks card and Showtime's card. So we're putting in that double overtime on True School Sports. So yeah, 100%.
Joe Smith fight that time too, right?
Yeah, that's Top Rank card.
Yeah.
So getting back to what Pops said, and if you guys got any questions for myself or Pops or anything you guys want us to touch on, you just drop it in the comments and we'll get to it in a timely fashion. But Pops, as far as the WBC situation, from my understanding, and I have to read through it some more, but from my understanding, from what I did read, was the fact that now, as many of you guys know out there, the original WBC franchise championship rules were the fact that you can never win the title. They had to bestow that upon you. They had to give you the franchise title. You can never win it.
So it was never earned.
They had to recognize you as a franchise champion for you to be one, right? So now they've changed it, because back then it was non-transferable. It could never outright be won. They had to give it to you. But now they're saying you can win it outright. They've changed it. It's no longer a belt that just has to be bestowed upon a fighter. You have to actually, you can actually win it now. So, like, for example, when George Kambosos fights Lopez, should he upset Lopez, he will then be the franchise champion. Now, what I'm still confused about, and I'm gonna need some clarification on this from somebody. If it's not, if the belt can be won, right, and it's a franchise belt,
right.
And let's just say, like, is Teofimo Lopez now the official undisputed champion if he's the franchise champion? Because now it's a belt that you can win. So if you can win it, does that make you undisputed? I don't know.
It's got me, like, believe it or not, it got me so confused I don't even know anymore. That's what I was trying to get. If you guys can explain it better than I can, or BT
or
can,
me,
just let me know. Or if it's in Mexican lingo or whatever lingo it is, just get some clarity on that. Another thing that's been blowing my mind, I don't know if this fight's actually legit.
Talk to him, Pops. It's late night on Florida Boxing Club. Talk to these people, Pops.
I'm talking about I'm really big on this legit fight with that hopefully it's gonna happen. That I really want to see is Casemiro against Rigondeaux. I think that's gonna be a good fight when it happens. I like both fighters, and I don't know. I don't know what to pick, 'cause I like both of them. I'm big fans of both of them.
That's a good fight. Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. These are two guys that we're familiar with from our travels down to Mundo Boxing Gym.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Rigondeaux, he's been fighting a more aggressive style, because I don't think he has the legs to fight how he used to.
Right.
And I think this fight's gonna be interesting because he's not really known for his chin. So if they exchange, I don't know, man. I don't think we'll be able to stand to the power. But Pops, before we continue any further, you guys know I'm in Florida. I'm celebrating being back home. Listen, listen, I love Texas. Texas was incredibly good to me, and I'll be back there very soon. but there truly is no place like home, and I am happy to be home. So like y'all see, I'm in a very celebratory mood. I got my wine glass. You know, I'm not much. I don't really drink alcohol, so you know we got the orange juice. So y'all know what we doing. Y'all know what we doing here on True School Sports. We got the orange juice in the wine glass.
It isn't just for breakfast anymore.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I got my drink right here. You know what I'm saying?
Orange juice in the damn wine glass.
Yeah,
Whoever did it like that. Name me one person in the YouTube box community that ever had that kind of swag, that ever had that kind of whatever. South Florida stand up. I told you I was coming back.
And Buckeye says better than what's the name's wine thing? The Booth when he drinks that wine drinking.
Tyann Boo? Oh yeah. You know how Tyann Boo drinks Echo Falls? This is my Echo Falls.
Yeah. So, and I got my drinking there. Anyways, another question I want to talk about that new fighting boxing game out. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
So we're talking about Esports Boxing Club.
Yeah, man.
Boxing.
I can't believe EA Sports and nobody else. Mayweather, Eddie Hearns came out and said they wanted to do that a year ago, whatever it was. And Mayweather, I couldn't believe of them being a few businessmen why they wouldn't do something like that. I hope that this new company just blows away EA Sports and all these motherfuckers that didn't want to make the fighting game. Fuck them all. And this new company is gonna be a knockout for everybody else because they ain't playing, man. They're making this like the original. How many games do you fucking go to that you actually don't have the live, all of the up to date fighters in there like they move really quick on this.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I've done a lot of I've obviously been doing a lot of research on the game because I've already been hit up multiple times by multiple people about getting certain fighters in the game, which I won't disclose, but y'all can take a guess as to who it is. I'm not gonna tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Esports Boxing Club is gonna be great for the sport. You know, a lot of fighters in the game, a lot of fighters that fans. I mean, listen. I told Pops, look, they got Cholatito in the game, and now they got
Estrada.
Sinisa Estrada, so it's like...
Yeah. So you know what BT's going... Where's money going at? You don't even have to ask that question. I mean, they got a lot...
Yeah, I'm going to cut you off. My man, S. Dot, all right? I don't know what S. Dot's going on about, but I'm going to read his comment. He says, Pops... And I don't know what this is about, so I'm gonna ask this whole ass Trump S. Dot to clarify himself. He says, Pops... Your son lost his manhood to H Money. She, not he, is your daughter from now on, not your son. Congratulations, H Money, the boss. Well, listen, I had nothing bad to say about H Money. That's my guy. We've talked on the phone. We're cool. I'm not gonna say about it unless there's something I don't know about, which I don't think there is, because somebody would inform me. We're cool.
Yeah,
you know?
and I'm just gonna go.
But tell your mother I said hello.
Yeah, and to further that comment, bitches only gossip, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So if you're coming in here to bitch like a gossiping bitch, get the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
We're
talking about boxing.
Going back to the Esports Boxing Club.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the sport because, like, for 10 years, right, boxing has had a game, and video games are like one of the best ways you can market to casual fans or people that don't even watch boxing, because everyone plays video games. People who don't even care about boxing are gonna buy this game just because boxing games are fun to play. People want to go on there with their friends and fight each other, and it's fun. So that's a way you create fans. That's the way you market the sport. That's the way you make these guys like Crawford and Spence and, well, Spencer's in the game, but I'm saying Crawford and Josh Taylor and Chocolatito. You can make them more of a household name. So
exactly.
Not only is it good for the sport, but it's gonna be fun. I mean, when the game comes out, I haven't had a video game system in years, but I'll buy an Xbox, I'll buy a PlayStation 2, and I'll start playing. I'll start playing with some of you guys and taking you guys to town and beating your ass in Esports Boxing Club.
With old and new fighters, whichever fighters you want to call them.
That's what I'm saying, man. And hold on, I'm gonna block this dude S. Dot because I don't have time for any bitch asses like S. Dot to come in here and ruin what's supposed to be a nice chill night of boxing talk. So
yeah, man,
get your bitch ass out of here, S. Dot.
Yeah, go find somebody else to talk with.
But yeah, man. So we got that with the Esports Boxing Club. Hopefully they're gonna announce the next roster review will be like in another week or so. Mm-hmm. So when that happens, yeah, man. It'll definitely be fun to see who's in the game.
I mean, they mixed it up too. They got trainers, they got the UFC fighters involved too. So,
the best part about the game, I'll tell you this: the best part about the game, is the story mode. You can pick your own trainer and your own promoter. They got 5 trainers in the game, so they got like Eddie Reynosa's in the game. They got Brian McIntyre, Robert Garcia. Joel Diaz, and I think Buddy McGirt.
Yeah, so you got. I think the game. I think the game's going to be pretty good for all the fans as a whole, because of the fact that every boxing fan's been hungering since the fight night for a new game for how long now?
Ages, man.
So now
Ages. I remember like 3 years ago on Instagram, people were starting petitions for a new boxing game.
Yeah.
And Eddie Hearn tried to go to EA Sports to get a new Fight Night game done. They told Eddie Hearn, no way, no how. We're busy making these UFC games. But what's crazy, right, is that we're gonna get this boxing game and it's gonna be great. But we might not even get Joshua or Fury in the new boxing game because Joshua and Fury have licenses with the UFC. So I'm not sure how that's gonna play out, if that's gonna affect them getting in the game or not. But I know that they're both connected to the UFC game, so could be some controversy if they were getting them in the game. Hold on, Pops. I'm going to cut you off because we got a super chat from my main man, Ronald Binkley. He said, what's great, Pops and True? What's good, Ronald? How you living, champ? Good to see you.
What's going on, man?
Hope
nice to hear from you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat, man.
Certified Bucket says, do you believe that Andy Ruiz is really in shape, or is he lying like he did versus AJ? What do you think, Dad? You think Andy Ruiz is in shape?
What's the saying says? A picture's worth 1,000 words, and when I see him on the Instagram, I see him in pretty good shape.
So you don't think like...
I don't think he's eating a lot of pizza and a lot of hamburgers.
You know how girls, those, and I know those Instagram models, how they post post pictures from certain angles.
Nah.
You don't think Andy Ruiz just knows his angles real well and he's got us all tricked?
I don't think so. I think he came, first of all, he's training with Reynoso, right? So Reynoso's Canelo and so forth and so forth. I think he was so embarrassed from how he let himself down and not trying to put up a good fight with Joshua on the second time around that. I think I just feel sincerely that he's actually putting the time and he's going to be somebody to reckon with. That's what I feel about him. I don't think it's bullshit.
Okay. King Hassan, what's good, champ? He says, salute BT and Pops. Which is more dangerous, Duval County or Broward County? I'm not from Florida. I'm not from Florida, but Kodak Rex, Florida. Which one is more dangerous, Duval or Broward? Well, listen, Duval is kind of far from South Florida, and I've never really had any reason to go to Duval because it's like a 4-hour drive. Yeah. But I hear that Duval is pretty rough. Yeah. So I never really spent enough time to give you an answer to Duval, but I can tell you that Broward County has its dangerous parts. Yeah. Like for example, I'm from Dania Beach. That's why I always say just a kid from Dania at the end of my videos. So, like, I grew up in the west part of Dania Beach, which, I grew up, there's these train tracks, right? And these train tracks will divide the middle class or the lower middle class and the ghetto. Right. And then the more east you go, it becomes, like, real nice going towards the beach. So, I lived kind of in the middle. I lived in the lower middle class area, but like literally, I was a stone's throw away from the ghetto. I could cross the tracks, walk 5 minutes, and be in the ghetto. So you have like Liberia. Liberia is the rough part of Dania. I had friends that lived by Liberia. You got like Deerfield Beach and there's some rough parts. Royal Palm and Lauderdale.
And down here you got the 3 or 5. I was actually in Brownsville. What's called Alipata.
That's Miami. Alipata, Brownsville, Carroll City, Overtown, Little Haiti.
After that last night, and one of the boys, because I went to the Marlins game last night, and one of the boys that I was with, he's actually a DJ out here for some Christian station that he was, Blaze, Blaze, and he was like literally, he told me he was telling me all the streets and all the town that he grew up in. Those are the cities you named, Alipata and Brownsville and so forth and so forth. And he was telling me when we were in the highway at 9 o'clock, he said, we need to get off around here.
We need to get that.
Yeah, he said, don't take the regular suburban streets to get on the highway. I said, are you fucking serious? He said, yeah, I grew up. I said, you grew up in this fucking neighborhood, and you can't go past your fucking car here. You're afraid you might get robbed. Yeah, he told you. Yeah, you were here last night? You were here?
Yeah, it was crazy.
He's like, get in the highway. I said, what? So Duval's probably a pretty rough neighborhood. Day down here is no joke either. Broward County and Fort Lauderdale and so forth.
Deerfield Beach.
Beach, but I don't think they got nothing on Duval, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
And Duval's rough.
Shout out to my man Ian Davenport with the $5, I think it's Australian dollar super chat. Shout out to him, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, we're here, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. Your boy B2, the Popster. Listen, y'all for weeks I was in Texas and all I heard was Brendan. BT, True School, the untouchable. Where's Pops? Where's Pops? So listen, now he's here.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm doing my thing with him now. What's that guy from that just fought Tazoo? What's his name?
Tim Zoo.
Is he from Australia?
He's from Australia.
Australia, guys. Shout out to Australia, man. You guys got. Looks like he's gonna be a champion sometime soon, man.
Tim Zoo, man. He's definitely
he ain't playing.
He's definitely one to watch at 154.
Yeah.
I think Tim Zoo, he'll be fighting for the world title there probably within the next, I'll say, 18 to 24 months, a year and a half to 2 years for sure. Because he's, look what he did to Dennis Hogan. I mean, Dennis Hogan fought Munguia.
Yeah.
Dennis Hogan's a hard guy to look good against.
Yeah.
He beat the brakes off Dennis Hogan. He beat that boy like
Australia.
He stole something.
Yeah, he wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? So, what I was going to say is, with that being said, you got what's his name?
Areola.
Ruiz.
Ruiz.
I think Ruiz gonna blow by him. That's just like a tune-up fight for him, to be honest with him. I would like to see, honestly, with that.
Hey, I'm gonna cut you off.
Go ahead.
MMA the Champ has a great comment. He asked it to me, but I'll ask it for you as well.
Sure.
So MMA the Champ says, BT, what boxing event are you looking forward to the most? Now, this is a great question because the boxing event that I personally am looking forward to the most is probably not one that anybody outside from South Florida even cares about or knows about. But the boxing event that I'm looking forward to the most is going to be May the 1st here in Weston, which is a part of South Florida, a very rich, nice part of South Florida.
You can say that again.
At the Bonaventure Country Club. Wow. You're going to have Signature Punch Promotions, Bad Blake Davis, cruiserweight from here. He's fighting again. And it's a local card, but I'm excited for it because there's one fighter on this card that I'm very excited about, and I want to put you guys on game. I'm going to tell you his name, and you guys can go check him out on BoxRec and just follow him and go watch my interview with him that I did earlier this year. There's this kid in my area, this young fighter from my area. He's a cruiserweight prospect. He's 3-0 with 3 knockouts all in the first round. His name is Isaiah Night Thompson. And this kid, he trains in the same gym that I learned how to box, which was Canino's boxing gym in Dania Beach. And this guy, I don't want to sound like I'm gassing him up or like I'm making him sound like a hype job.
Yeah.
But there's no other fighter that I could compare him to. He literally looks like he could be one of Mike Tyson's long-lost sons. He's short, he's stocky, he's compact, he's fast as lightning. He punches like a mule in both hands, and he's one to watch. He's probably, to me, out of all the fighters here in South Florida, he's one of the most exciting, most intriguing prospects. He's one that I think, if he puts it all together and he keeps his mind focused on boxing and just doesn't let anything outside of the ring distract him, I feel like he could really go all the way. I mean, go all the way and become like a champion.
How about that cat that you were telling me that your friend Jeff trains?
Oh, also on that card. So also on that same card, May 1st, you're going to have, so that kid Isaiah Night Thompson, look out for him. Welterweight, I think he's a welterweight prospect, Pistol Pete Dobson from Brooklyn, New York. He's being trained by the great Jeff Poritz from Beta Bay Boxing Gym, a guy that I have so much respect for. You got
You said, what's his title like you said though?
Pistol Pete.
You say he's like a Tyson or?
I haven't really watched enough of his fights to have an opinion. I just know he's been in camp with a lot of top guys. And yeah, I would say as far as the card I'm looking forward to the most, it'd be that one. But as far as the cards that you guys know about that I'm looking forward to, I would say May 22nd. May 22nd, definitely. May 22nd, Josh Taylor versus Ramirez. That's the one right there. I'll be at that fight, so you guys will get a fight night reaction vlog. I will be there, obviously enjoying a great night of boxing. But I'll be there supporting Josh Taylor. So I'm gonna go to that fight. I know I'm gonna get some crazy looks. I might even get into a fight or two. But look, I'm gonna be there in Las Vegas with my Scottish flag, supporting my main man, Josh Taylor. Yeah, because that's my guy. That's been my guy since the day I saw him. I've been telling y'all for a long time about Josh Taylor. That this is the man at 140.
Hey, he's coming to kick some ass too. He's come out and said, "I want all of them." I said, "I want them all." He said, "Once I finish Ramirez, I'll take on whoever wants." Somebody else he calls. I forgot too long.
And you know what? I wanna address something because I was having a conversation with my boy Johnny Cortijo. Shout out to my boy Johnny in Vegas. I know in America there's a stigma around European and British fighters, and for good reason, because a lot of these guys, hey, no disrespect to the Brits, the Europeans. I love you guys, but a lot of your fighters tend to be a little bit overhyped. But I think Josh Taylor is different. I think he's cut from a different cloth than a lot of the British, UK, Scottish fighters. I feel like with him, he's got everything you would want in a fighter. He has the speed, he's got the boxing skill, he's got the grit, he's got the toughness, both physical and mental toughness. Yep. He's got every last ingredient you look for in a great fighter. Not to say that he can't lose to Ramirez, because he can. Yeah. He can lose to Ramirez. But I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna lose to Ramirez. I feel like he's a better fighter.
Well, and BT, one thing I'm going to say again, and BT corrects me every time, he said that not every fight that you see a fighter fight is going to be the same fight to bring to his next fight. What I'm getting at with Ramirez.
That's why you can't always.
Ramirez didn't impress me in his last fight. I don't care how good he was. He fucking didn't impress
against
me.
Postal. I thought he lost.
Yeah, I'm saying he didn't impress me one bit. So I'm not going to sit here and fucking hype him up and say he is a good fighter. I love how he comes out, he gets you in the ropes, and he swings at you and he gets in there. But let me tell you right now, motherfucker from Scotland, that motherfucker's gonna bring it. I'm telling you straight up right now, that motherfucker's gonna bring it. All you guys jump on the bandwagon with Ramirez. I know Mike Garcia and everybody, and don't get me wrong, I like Ramirez. But motherfucking Taylor, he's just my name, you know what I'm saying? We're cut from a different cloth, you know what I'm saying?
The Taylor boys is different. I don't care if you're talking about Josh Taylor. I don't care if you're talking about Brendan Taylor, Nelson Taylor, Emmanuel Taylor.
We're cut from a different cloth, baby.
Meldrick Taylor.
Yeah, we're cut from a different cloth, baby. And so is Josh Taylor, baby. He gonna bring it home, baby. He gonna bring it home. He gonna take it home. You all better be ready. Ramirez, you all better be ready. Because when Josh Taylor talks, he means business.
Let's go,
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, you guys for weeks you asked about Pops.
Yeah,
Here
man.
he is.
I'm hyped for that fight, big time. That's a big fight that I'm really waiting for. Another fight that I think is gonna, like I said, I'm hyped up with that. I don't know what's happening with Manny Pacquiao. Who is he?
They're saying with Pacquiao and Crawford that fight will probably be announced this weekend. So I'm thinking if that is the case, we should expect a Pacquiao Crawford announcement during the Joe Smith card.
Okay.
If that's true, if it's true,
it's gonna happen, it's gonna probably happen in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, whatever, right where the money's at. Yeah. So.
I'm gonna get this a couple comments. Shout out to my boy. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Hey. I gotta give a big shout to my man. I was just about to get to his comment, and he with the $20 super chat. So that's love right there. Hey,
thank you. This love, baby.
This live has been brought to you part by my main man KY Derby 413. He's been commenting a lot about. He's been commenting a lot about this Muhammad Ali shirt I'm wearing because apparently he's from Kentucky and he sees it says the
Louisville, baby.
It says Louisville
Cassius Clay, baby. So, hey. We don't play, man. We don't play. There's only one great one. There's only one great one here, motherfucker. And you know who he is. Muhammad Ali, baby. All day. Louisville, Kentucky. Rise up.
Yeah, the whole apartment complex gonna hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
You gonna have the apartment complex coming.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. Yeah, Ali's a great fighter.
Yeah.
You know, Pops is wired up. You know, you see, it don't take much. Listen, could y'all imagine this guy at a big fight?
We that's not the game.
Pops ain't even watching a fight right now. Like, look, he's chilling. He ain't got beer. What's in this cup, Pops? Tell what's in this cup.
Right there, there's nothing there but a little mixed drink right there.
A wine? Wine?
A little wine.
Got a little wine. He just chilling, man. So imagine if Pops went to a big fight with beer in the system.
Oh my God.
With Bud Light in the system.
Forget it.
Bacardi. Imagine that. He would go nuts.
You know what I'm saying? But I always gotta give respect to the greatest. He's done a lot. Rest in peace. Yeah, There's only one of him.
So I missed quite a couple of comments. Shout out to my man Andres Kiani. RR1000 says today is National Beer Day, Pops.
Oh, I already had 3 of them earlier, so I'm good.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got a 24 pack upstairs waiting. You know what I mean?
So you know Pops comes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready.
Pops gonna come correct.
We ain't playing.
Pops ain't playing with you.
We ain't playing. We're here. We're in the top boxing. Drink beer, whatever you want, Bacardi, whatever you want to bring, just bring it. You know what I mean? Let's talk.
Daniel Vasquez asked, "Are you going to the Canelo fight?" Nah, I was supposed to go to the Canelo fight. I had a change of plans, so I don't know yet. My answer to that question is I don't know.
It's up in the air.
It's up in the air right now. If I'm back in Texas before the 8th, before they fight, then I'll at minimum I'll definitely be outside the arena. So I don't know. My answer to that question is I don't know, but hopefully. Let's see. Pops really Bud Light? Come on, man. Antonio ain't hearing that, Pops. Antonio ain't trying to hear you with the Bud Light.
What you want me to drink, motherfucker? You want me to drink rum and coke, Bacardi? I drink that all motherfucking day.
He wants you to drink a Polera shot.
Yeah, that's what you want?
Polera shot. That's like a girl's drink.
No. I'm telling you, my Bacardi and Coke is the right thing. What do you drink, big dog? Let me know what you drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all good in the hood. Give me something. Tell me something.
Hey,
put me something on.
Well, you know, Pops. Let's do this. Let's run down while we're talking. And y'all, and listen, if you here right now, shout out to all 25 of you.
Thank you.
Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Yeah.
Super chat, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much.
We back here in South Florida. There's no place like home. Drinking orange juice in a motherfucking wine glass. But listen, let's talk about the cards this week.
Right.
You know, we'll go through a couple of them, a couple of the fights, a couple of the key matchups that I think are interesting. So, the first fight in the afternoon, UK.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have Conor Benn, the son of the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn.
Right.
He's taking on Samuel Vargas, right? Samuel Vargas, tough fighter. You know, been in there with Virgil Ortiz, been in there with Danny Garcia. Dropped Amir Khan. People forget he dropped Amir Khan.
Yeah.
You know, good. You know, a solid top 50 welterweight. Okay. You know, in the world. So this is a real step up for Conor Benn. What do you make of the fight between Conor Benn and Samuel Vargas?
I think it's gonna be for Conor Benn. He's a young fighter, very talented fighter. I think it's gonna be a test for him to fighting an actual. Not saying that all his opponents were bad before that, but an actual guy that has experience as a top more or less level fighters he has. So it's a big step up for him, and we're gonna find out what it's all about. Just the same thing. We could compare that with what happened with Ortiz just recently. Whatever when he fought Mighty Mouse.
Maurice Hooker.
Yeah, Hooker. It was a step-up fight for him. So for Conor Benn, it's going to be a step-up. We're going to find out about him, win or lose. I'm picking him to win. I think even though I do believe in that saying his experience overcomes youth, I just think Conor is the better fighter coming in, despite
Vargas.
To the table.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm hoping that I get a statement. I want a statement performance from Conor Benn, but I don't know, man. I think this is gonna be I think Conor Benn will probably get a close decision, but I see this being a knockout, drag-out affair. You know, listen, Vargas is no elite fighter, nothing like that.
Right.
But what you got to understand what a guy like Vargas is like. He's been in the ring with so many top fighters: Danny Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, Amir Khan. So there's nothing that Conor Benn is going to show him that he hasn't already seen.
Right.
So I definitely think that this will be the toughest fight of Conor Benn's career to date, and I wouldn't be surprised if Samuel Vargas takes Conor Benn to some deep, dark, uncomfortable places he hasn't been to before. And listen, I think Benn is a more talented fighter.
Yeah.
I think Benn is the better fighter, but is he the tougher fighter? You know, is he the more durable fighter? I don't know.
We'll find out.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
So my prediction for that fight is I got Conor Benn struggling in the middle round in the early parts of that fight, maybe the middle rounds as well, and I think that I think he'll figure it out later on, and he gets a close decision. That's what I think. And most importantly, see the important thing for Conor Benn in this fight. It's not even to win. It's not. Obviously it's to win. But the more important thing than winning, winning is the most important thing. But along with winning, the most important thing is for Conor Benn to get valuable ring experience, so that he can break into that world level and progress to fight the top 10 guys, the top 15 guys. And you can't do that unless we guys like Samuel Vargas.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to go through that. I mean, and he probably takes some advice that Ortiz said after he fought Hooker. He says, I have to get that experience and go through these fighters to get better. So for Benn, it'll be the same step. It's more the same thing. He's going to walk through something. We can unfilter water.
Uncharted waters.
And see what it's all about. That's for this weekend. But you go with the whole card first, or we'll talk about something else?
Oh, yeah. With that whole card, I mean, a couple of the fights. Like, I know in that card also we got Shannon Courtney versus Ebony Bridges. You know anything about that fight?
No.
Okay, so we'll skip that one.
No, but I mean, they might know that.
Well, Shannon Courtney, I know about that fight. So Shannon Courtney's like, she was about to be the darling of women's boxing in the UK. Mm-hmm. She lost to Rachel Ball. She got her head boxed out by Rachel Ball. Ebony Bridges has been this Instagram star. She got big breasts. She got big breasts, like 36 double D type shit's going on.
Fighting.
she's gotten very popular for her weigh-ins because she wears lingerie and she got tattoos and she's blonde and she markets herself that way. But nobody's really seen her fight. You know, we see the training videos. We see these things. We haven't really seen Ebony Bridges like fight. Right. So she's fighting Shannon Courtney, who we know a little bit about. We know that she's not all that, but she can fight a little. She can fight a little bit. So it's a cool fight. They had some beef in the bubble today. That was pretty interesting.
Okay. I don't know about this right here, these fights you're talking about, but one fight that's in my mind.
Yeah, tell me the fight. What's on your mind?
Man.
Forget me, because you're the main attraction. So
listen, man.
What's on your mind?
But I want to make sure that motherfucking the Dream Haney, he comes out, he motherfucking does something against.
Okay. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Say that for later. Say that for later.
All right.
I'm right there with you.
Okay.
Let's focus on this weekend.
All right. One of the fights I like Smith this coming week with Top Rank
versus Vlasov.
Yeah, I want him to blow him out the water, and I think people always underrate Smith a lot.
Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah, and I think that his blue collar and where he's come from and what he's done so far is speaking volumes for himself. So I expect him to dominate this fight with this guy right here, and get another win and keep going up the ranks.
Yeah, and also on that card, that Top Rank card is interesting because you got a couple of interesting heavyweights. And by the way, for those of you commenting, if I haven't got your comments yet, I'm gonna get to them at some point. So just bear with me, smash that like button, and I'll get your comments at some point. Right. But and if I don't, just post it again or something.
Yeah.
But on that Top Rank card, you also got Efe Ajagba, another good heavyweight prospect.
Yeah.
And then a guy that I just interviewed, Tommy Morrison's son, Traylor B. Morrison. He's he hasn't fought on TV for a very long time. I think the last TV fight he had was, I think, 5 years ago on Showbox against Ed Lattimore, when he knocked him out, and that's when he was really supposed to build off of that and parlay it into, being a top contender, but. He's had some ring inactivity and whatever. But he's back and he's training hard and I think he's developing and he's maturing a lot in a good way. I had a chance to watch his last fight just last year and he is improving. So I'm not gonna sit here and crown this guy's heavyweight champion. But if you're looking for heavyweights that people aren't talking about right now, that could be a factor later on as they mature. This guy is one of them because he's got the genes and this guy can fight his ass off. I mean, well, he's got the genes of a guy who could fight his ass off, and he's maturing into that himself.
And from the interview, you could tell that he's willing to learn and make the changes, like whatever it takes for him to get to that level, he's willing to do.
And he sparred top guys. He sparred Ajagba. He sparred Andrade Fedosov. Mm-hmm. He's trained with Freddie Roach. And he could punch. And the thing is, he's learning he's still maturing, and he's getting the boxing skills to go along with that raw punching power because his dad could punch his ass off. Mm-hmm. But, he even told me himself he's got to tighten his punches up and lot of things. But Traylor B. Morrison, he's definitely one to watch. 16-0, 16 knockouts.
Jeez.
So
yeah,
they're going for 17-0, 17 knockouts this week. So I'm looking forward to him. And then on that Showtime card, oh my God, that Showtime card is going to be nuts.
It's lit.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Because you could argue that the co-main event is really the main event. The co-main event.
We've done that before with that.
The co-main event is Sergey Lipinets versus Jaron Ennis. When we talk about Jaron Ennis, we're talking about a guy, skill-wise. I mean, I'm not saying he's the best welterweight, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying, guys. Mm-hmm. Don't put words in my mouth and make it sound like BT saying that Jaron Ennis is currently the best welterweight. I don't think he's the best welterweight. Terrence Crawford is, but in terms of skill set, this man is the most skilled welterweight on planet Earth, and I would even say he's more skilled than Terrence Crawford.
Wow.
Yeah, because Terrence Crawford, for as great as he is, he don't got the athleticism with the skills that Ennis has ridiculous athletic ability.
Right.
Along with being able to. Is Jaron the main event? Okay, so King Hassan corrected me. He said Jaron is the main event. I thought Nkaz was the main event. Okay, so I'm wrong.
Okay.
It's actually Ennis. For some reason I thought Nkaz was the main event. Either way, Nkaz is the co-main event, and we know Nkaz, he's been the forgotten champion at 115
for a minute.
For a long time.
Yeah,
and the crazy thing is everybody's talking about Cholatito, rightfully so. Guy was Strata, rightfully so. Ramirez, rightfully so. Cuadras, all these guys, right?
Right.
But the longest reigning title holder, champion at 115, isn't any of those guys. It's actually Nkaz.
Wow.
He's had, I think, about 7 or 8 defenses. He won the belt 5 years ago against Jerwin Ancajas. So.
And he's fighting
not Jerwin Ancajas, against McWilliams Arroyo or McJoe Arroyo.
Yeah, and he's fighting. Who's he fighting? Anybody decent?
I forgot who he's fighting. He's fighting Rodriguez, the guy Rodriguez. I forgot what his name was. Somebody tell me what his name is. I'm got my computer in front of me. KMXBC says, "Are you going to the Teofimo Lopez fight?" Are you serious? Of course I'm going to the Teofimo Lopez fight. It's last night. I decided. I'm back in Florida. And the first thing I wanted to do, and you could ask my dad how badly I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
The first thing I wanted to do when I got back to Florida was go to the Marlins game. Go to Marlins Park. Take my dad, my sister, a couple of my friends to the Marlins game. They lost, of course, because the Marlins are freaking trash right now. They're 1-5. Might be the worst team in baseball right now. They're horrible. But we're not off to a good start. But anyway, I had a great night. And that's what Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos is gonna fight. And like last night was a beautiful night here in South Florida. They had the roof open at the game.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, could you imagine?
The lighting.
Could you imagine? The lighting was amazing.
Yeah.
The whole time we're sitting in our seats,
as hell.
and we had great seats. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, could you imagine if Teofimo Lopez fights here and it's a night like this and the roof is open? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, there is nothing that can beat it. Nothing on earth. So to answer your question, Kay, yes, I'll be at that. That's one fight I won't miss for the world, because anybody who knows me knows that there's like I can count on one hand how many things I love more in my life than the Marlins. Right. And when you get a boxing match, a fight with Teofimo Lopez fighting at Marlins Park, there's no way how I'm gonna miss that.
What's funny, BT says a lot of things, and I hate when he tells me stuff because they happen. He's been telling for a minute there's gonna be a fight in Marlins Park sometime.
I've been telling him for a while.
Yeah, and sure enough, who else but somebody from Davie, Florida, to be representing Florida in South Florida, Teofimo.
Yeah, so there you have it, man. There you have it. We got Slotello. What's good, champ? Hey, shout out to Slotello. Yeah. I know you commented a couple times.
What's up, Slotello?
He says Sinisa Estrada is in the new boxing. Yeah, she is. You know, shout out to her. Shout out to Sinisa Estrada. Mm-hmm. I'm happy for her. You know, it's good that they have some women's fighters in the game, and I'm glad they got the best women's fighter in the game, Sinisa Estrada. Damn right. OG Boogie says BT and Pops the reunion. Yes, the reunion is in full
always,
effect.
Yeah.
It's in full effect.
Thank you.
Keyshawn Davis will be the best at 147 when he moves up. That's my man Slotello as well. Psh. Keyshawn Davis. Listen, I'm all in on Keyshawn Davis. And oh, by the way, shout out to Nosy Rosie. I haven't seen her in a minute, but I see you in the comments.
What's up, Nosy Rosie?
Oh man.
Shout out New England, baby. You know what time it is. Brady ain't there. Patriots suck this year. Okay. But you know what? Thank you for being here.
Yeah, you're heckling the damn camera, man.
Okay,
we have to get baseball game.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Keyshawn Davis. Hey, did you watch Keyshawn Davis fight?
Nah.
I
missed it. Oh, yeah, I missed it.
This kid Keyshawn Davis. We've heard a lot of good things
about.
We've heard a lot of good things about Keyshawn Davis, and for good reason. I don't know, man. Keyshawn Davis, and I was having this debate while I was live.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the fight, so you're not gonna have an opinion. No. But like his last fight, he looked really sensational. I mean, very, very sensational, and he only has like two or three fights. But honestly,
I was gonna ask you about that.
Honestly,
young boxer.
Honestly, Keyshawn Davis. I think he like the last performances I saw was more, since he was more sensational to me than any Devin Haney fight. Devin Haney fight. His second fight. And he's fighting right now. I know he's not fighting nobody good, but like I'm saying, if you look at the way he's fighting, the punches he's picking, when he's picking them, his positioning, everything he's doing in the ring, he is so far ahead of his where he should be in his development.
Right.
It's like, wow. This kid, and the thing is, he don't got his man strength yet. So I'm looking at him. The way he's placing the punches, the punches he's picking.
Up, yeah. So when he gets as he goes up and matures, it's gonna be a lot better.
I mean, listen, man. Listen, when this kid Keyshawn Davis gets power, when he gets his man strength and is really punching like that,
watch out.
Duck for cover, run for cover.
Wow.
He gonna be something.
Is he a very aggressive fighter? Or?
He's like I would say he's more of a technical fighter. I mean, I hate saying that the guy's a boxer puncher because everybody says, everybody always sees it. Oh, this guy's a boxer puncher. That term is thrown around too freely. Boxer puncher.
Big, yeah.
But I would say Keyshawn Davis. The way I would say he's an aggressive technician. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call him a boxer puncher, but I would call him an aggressive. He can be whatever he wants to be.
But I mean, BT, I know you for so long because of course I'm your dad. But what I'm getting at is when you see talent, like, or you spot something about a fighter, I've noticed that every time he spoke about, not even just here, even off the record when we go to other local fights, there's something that calls your attention about a lot of fighters that you see, and there was obviously something you see in Davis that actually calls your attention the most. Because you're comparing to somebody like...
You ask me, like, what is it do I see? When I say these things, I'm saying, what am I seeing?
Yeah, what calls your attention to him? Because you've been around all kinds of fighters from all young, like right now, you're saying that his fighting... He's only fought 2 or 3 fights, but you're already comparing him to something like Devin Haney, like more or less that he's a lot.
Truthfully, I think he's better than Devin Haney. I'll be honest with you. In 2 fights, I think he's better than Devin Haney.
Well, just the excitement he brings to the ring, the way he moves.
It's not even excitement. I just think like he gets.
There's something about him you like.
It's just instincts. Like you like when I watch Devin Haney fight sometimes, right? I'm gonna tell you what I see. When I watch Devin Haney fight sometimes, I see a guy who's got potential to be great, right? I'm not saying he's not talented.
You're not discrediting him, nothing, yeah.
But I almost feel like he's got to learn and pick up certain things in the ring, right? even now with 20 plus fights in. But with Keyshawn Davis, like, look, I know it's 2 fights in, but like with Keyshawn Davis, like for example, he'll throw 2 jabs and he'll step around you immediately. And he just knows to do these things.
Right.
He'll know when to feint you, and he'll know when to show certain punches to create whatever he wants to do next. He's already thinking on that level of a world-class fighter, even though he's only has 2 fights in. And that comes from that amateur pedigree. That comes from, just so do you know anything about Keyshawn Davis?
No.
Okay, so he had an extensive amateur background. He's from, I think he's from Norfolk, Virginia. Okay. Same town as Pernell Whitaker.
Oh, wow.
And basically, this kid, he turned pro early, but if he was still an amateur, he would have been the favorite to win the gold medal.
He would lit up the.
He would have been the favorite to win the gold medal. He would have made Team USA with flying colors easily, easily. Like this guy was blue chip amateur, blue chip to the top, to the levels. Shakur Stevenson spars with him all the time.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. So you
like when you watch Shakur Stevenson, right? And obviously Shakur is very good.
Yeah.
But sometimes you watch Shakur Stevenson and you're like, man, okay, he's great defensively and he's placing these punches, but like he don't have that. Sometimes when you watch Shakur fight, he's not really showing that like extra bit of quality to put these guys away.
Yeah.
Right. When I watch Keyshawn Davis, I know it's early in his career, but like I'm seeing the guy so far that like he's showing in his fights that extra bit of quality, that people think they see in Devin Haney or they think they see in southern fighters. He's already showing it in 2 fights.
It's funny you say that.
We'll see what he says when he said. I don't want to gas the kid up too much.
There was one guy that Mayweather just signed. I forgot his name. A young guy. He just signed with Mayweather Promotions, and this guy's supposed to be.
Talking about Cashflow Diaz?
No, he's a black dude.
He's black?
Yeah, young friggin' kid. He just got signed. I was watching him.
I don't know.
The other day. They might know who I'm talking about. And.
Oh, by the way, LT says, give a shout out to Rosa Melwin. Shout out to Rosa Melwin. Who the hell Rosa Melwin is?
Shout out Rosa. But and one thing that this guy's supposed to be real talented because Mayweather signed him, whatever the case may be. I forgot his name.
Oh, is it Charles Harris? Charles Lolo Harris?
Is he from Jersey or something like that? But he's good. Anyways, make the long story short, I got a chuckle the other day because as talented as he is, Pops Mayweather Pop Senior was doing the bags with him, right?
The pads, yeah.
The pads. And so Pops was trying to teach him how Mayweather Senior was trying to teach him how to do the shoulder roll.
Okay.
And Mayweather got offended by it. Pops got offended because he said he wasn't excited by it. He literally told Mayweather, like, hey, that don't do nothing for me.
He's right.
Yeah, and Senior got really pissed off. But he's a very talented guy. They say he's supposed to be good. I forgot his name. Damn. If the guys know, I can't think of it right now. I watched it on Instagram.
Yeah, what's his name? Slow Teller says Keyshawn Davis has the most potential at 135. Yeah, man. Listen,
wow.
I'm buying into Keyshawn Davis. Like,
yeah.
Because it's not even just the fact that he's talented, but like you listen to him speak, listen to him talk, and he don't really like. I could be wrong, but maybe in the future he'll show himself to be a different person. But like from what I've seen so far, he seems level-headed. He don't seem like he's like egotistical or delusional like some of the other 35-pounders, like Devin Haney.
Right.
He's very much got his feet on the ground. So I like that about him, and I think.
I mean, we're not here trying to hate on David Haney, but I think that if he doesn't, we had discussed before, BT. If David Haney does not come out,
here you go. Talk your shit about Linares versus Haney. I know you want to talk about that.
I'm saying like if David fucking Haney does not come out,
my orange juice that
in this fight. And fucking do some excitement in the fight and beat the shit out of Linares.
You're not trying to hear it.
I ain't hearing shit about how great he's gonna be, what the future holds. Because
so let me ask you a question.
I'll lose a lot of confidence.
So we know Linares, right? Linares has gotten 6 losses on his record.
Right.
And he's lost every fight that he's in his career by knockout, right? So if Devin Haney beats Linares, let's say he like outboxes him 12-0, 11-1,
nope,
10-2.
Nope.
That's not impressive to you. That won't be good enough?
I want to see him just steamroll. What I like about David Haney, he's technical. He goes in, he fought, but he never comes out.
So basically, what you're saying is you want to see that extra bit of quality.
He's got to make a statement. He's got to make a fucking statement. You can't be calling out big names if you ain't making a statement in your own fucking fights. You gotta.
Okay, so I'll ask you this: which performance would be more impressive to you? Is like with a Devin Haney masterclass, like 120 to 108 unanimous decision be more impressive, or would what Ryan Garcia went through against Campbell be more impressive, where he got dropped and then he got up the canvas and stopped them? Which is a better performance? Because they both won, but one guy got dropped and went through hell to beat someone, and the other guy just won on cruise control, winning a 12-11 decision. So which one is better?
We ain't going on no fucking picnic. You know what I'm saying? We're not going on cruise control on no fucking picnic. No mother, how about another fucking have a little picnic with your apples?
So no respect for the sweet science of boxing. No respect.
What I'm saying is, if he said he's the best fighter, right, or he wants to be the best fighter, and he calls out everybody, and he's saying this, you can't continue calling about it and say you're that good when you're as good as your last fight, in my opinion, and you have not shown me that excitement. Remember, I always told you I get up for a lot of fighters, and he's one that I really get up for, but he's never
delivered.
Right, he never delivered to the thing. And I
wouldn't say he's never delivered, but yeah,
in my opinion, yeah, he's got to. If he wants to fight with the top big dogs, he needs to do big. He needs to come out with something big. And right now, with Linares being one of the guys that needs to be knocked out, he needs to come out and make a. Bottom line, he needs to come out with a big statement win for me to say, okay, boom.
I'm in agreement with you. I think Devin Haney does need a statement win. And I think that, you know what, when the fight first got announced, I wasn't I wasn't really all that about it, all that excited about it. Oh, Linares, really? But then when I sat there and I thought about it, I was like, well, this is a great fight because of the fact that these guys both have glaring weaknesses, and I think their weaknesses balance the fight out. So Devin Haney's weakness is that he has no freaking punching power at all. He's fast and he's speedy, but he seems so far right now in his career to lack that extra bit of pop at the world-class level, right?
Right.
Linares can fight his ass off, but we know Linares ain't got no damn chin, no durability.
Right.
Now, not no durability, but I'm saying his chin is not the best. So, something's got to give. Either Devin Haney's gonna punching power is gonna show itself to be the difference in the night, and he's gonna stop this dude and give him the 7th knockout loss, or Linares is gonna his chin will be able to take those shots, and Devin Haney will be exposed as not being a big puncher. So then the question becomes, if Linares can take Devin Haney's punches, how winnable of a fight is it for Linares?
That's true.
What do you think?
He could probably pull it out. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I just think, like I don't hate Haney. I just think that the hype train and the hype job for him, it having all these trainers, that guy that fucking rhymes to him all the time, get that motherfucker out of there.
Are you talking about Church?
Well, who the fuck he is? I'm sorry, get him out of there, because all the hype and all this stuff don't mean shit if you can't do it in the ring. Now, supposedly Haney came out and said, you know what, this is going to be my statement fight coming up now. So if this is going to be your statement fight.
Y'all said it's a showcase.
Huh?
You also said that it's a showcase fight.
Yeah, well, whatever that fucking means in his terms. It better not be no ballet like he had with Gambo or the other last guy that he fought before that. I don't want to see no fucking ballet.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Slotello makes an interesting point.
What do you say?
So Slotello says, if you say that Ryan Garcia's performance will be better than Devin Haney getting a easy decision victory over Linares, then that also means that Anthony Joshua's knockout victory over Vladimir Klitschko is better than Tyson Fury's performance over Vladimir Klitschko.
No.
Because
it's different.
It's the same thing. One guy got dropped. It's literally the same thing.
Right.
AJ got dropped by Vlad, had to go through fire, he stopped him.
Right.
Tyson Fury didn't have any trouble and outboxed him to an easy masterclass performance. So it's essentially the same thing I just asked you. So do you think Anthony Joshua's performance against Vladimir Klitschko is better than Tyson Fury? We got you. We got you, champ.
Yeah, but I'm saying
we're putting the pressure on you, Pops.
The circumstances is different. Nobody expected Fury to go in there and beat a Klitschko like he did. Anybody that was betting their ass had Klitschko putting that in a heavy time favor. And yes, Fury outboxed him and won that fight. But you can't put that on Haney. Haney's been saying for how long that he's the best. He's the best. He's this and that. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't come out and proved it. To me, he has not proved it. He has not proved me to put him up on the level of the top 5, top 10 fighters in his weight class. Sorry to tell you. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I get what you guys are telling me, but I'm saying you can't compare a fucking Fury going in there and outboxing.
But why not?
Because Klitschko it was a favorite to win that fight. He should have been a favorite to win that fight. And here comes Tyson Fury, took the shot, and that's it. But at the same time, Tyson Fury didn't go out there and say, I'm the best. I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm the dream. and not.
They say my man Cassie3 says that you're hating on Haney. Hater. You're drinking that orange haterade pop.
Yeah. Hey, it is,
you sipping on that haterade pop.
Ain't no hate on Haney because I like Bill and I like Haney. The facts are the facts. You can't. Okay, you tell me. What has Haney done in the last fucking five fights?
James Burrow
in the last 5 fights that show me that he can fight the top fighters in his division. Please tell me.
James Burrow says it's different. Vladimir was in his prime. Linares is past his prime. Like,
hold on.
This is a different person. He's saying.
I know what I'm saying.
When Vladimir fought Fury, Vladimir was in his prime. He was a dominant champion.
Right.
Linares is past his prime. Linares is past his prime.
Okay, there's more reason for Haney to come out there and put an ass whooping on him. Then.
What about so you think Haney is just supposed to walk? I don't think he's gonna walk through Linares because
I'm not saying he's gonna walk through him, but what I'm saying. I'm tired of him calling all these other fighters, and then when he goes out there, he doesn't perform to his capability. That's what I'm saying. He does not perform to his capability.
I'll be honest with you. I think he is performing to his capability.
Okay.
I don't. Everybody's saying. I feel like with him, right? He's a fantastic fighter, fantastic talent. I'm not saying he's not, but they're trying to make him more than what he is right now in his career. Let the kid develop.
Are they saying they're rushing him?
Yes, they are. Let the kid develop. Like, he's not, like, you guys want him to be Floyd, pretty boy Floyd so bad. He's not that. He's Devin freaking Haney.
That's right. All I'm saying, no, I didn't want him to be Floyd because he can't be a Floyd.
No, but I'm saying people have been saying for so long that he's, well, it's partially Devin's fault, too.
Yeah, because
he's new money, he's this, he's that. Yeah. He's not that. He's his own man.
And I don't think he'll ever get to Floyd's level.
Most fighters won't. That's putting too much on a fighter. The Floyd. Floyd is once in a generation of talent.
All I'm saying is, if you're gonna call the big dogs in the division, and you're just barking, then you're fucking.
Hey, shout out to my man Esteban Anguiano. He says Devin Haney beats people up really bad. I give him that. That's another good point. Like, okay. He hasn't shown to have that one-hitter quitter or that punching power yet. But he's landing a lot of shots, and these shots add up over time, and he's giving a lot of guys slow, methodical beatings. The same way, like Bernard Hopkins says. People used to criticize Bernard Hopkins all the time. They say, oh, Bernard don't got no power. Bernard don't got this. Bernard don't got that. But Bernard said, you know what? I ain't got no power, but I beat people up. I beat them up. When you fight me, your face looks like it's been in the fight. Yeah, so got a good point.
So he's basically saying.
What I also say about Devin Haney is this, and I'll side with Devin Haney and the Devin Haney quote on this issue.
What?
Ryan Garcia is ducking Devin Haney. He's ducking Devin Haney.
Oh shit!
You damn right.
You sound like H-Money there, man. You sound like H-Money right there, boy.
He's ducking Devin Haney.
Oh shit!
And I'm gonna tell you why he's ducking Devin Haney.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain to you why. I've said it in a couple of my other lives, but I'll say it again.
So you're telling me that Devin Haney can beat Garcia?
I mean, I'm saying he.
I'm not asking. You're telling me.
Of course.
Now I'm gonna put you.
Of course.
You're telling me
Garcia.
that.
Of course.
No.
Of course.
Hell, motherfucker, but the hell nah.
Listen.
You gonna tell me Garcia is ducking him?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain it. Can I explain it to you?
Yeah.
So, Devin Haney, even though it's the WBC's on some bullshit, Devin Haney was awarded the WBC title, so he is the WBC champion.
Right.
I guess the regular champion, if you want to say so, right? When Ryan Garcia fought Luke Campbell, that was a WBC title eliminator.
Okay.
Ryan Garcia won the title eliminator.
Right.
And do you know what Ryan Garcia said when they asked him about fighting Devin Haney? He said, I got other options. That's one for the future. So does that sound like a fighter? Does that sound like a fighter that wants to fight for a title? Does that sound like a guy that wants to fight Devin Haney?
For Garcia's sake, I'm just gonna put it this way: Garcia's not gonna fight somebody that hasn't shown shit in the ring, and fucking Devin Haney hasn't shown shit in the ring compared to Garcia. I'm sorry to tell you, he hasn't.
What does Ryan Garcia show?
Exciting, comes in there, he'll knock people out. He don't play.
Okay,
what the fuck Haney doing? We this ain't fucking Olympic boxing. Tap. I'm gonna hurt you slowly, methodically. I'm gonna do this. No. Fans want to see some action.
He's 22. He's the youngest of the bunch. We cut the kid some slack. He ain't losing no fights. He hasn't had no close decisions or something like that. I'm not even the biggest Devin Haney fan, but listen. Hey, Jesus M says, do the H-Money impression. Listen. He wants the H-Money impression. Listen. What's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. DAZN. We in the building, bro. Let's get it. The Real Devin Haney Podcast, episode number 36. Ryan Garcia's ducking Devin Haney. And then when hey, shout out to H Money, great shout, go subscribe.
Yeah.
And then when H Money gets mad, he does his thing where he throws a combination. I'll knock your bitch ass out. I'll knock your bitch ass out. I'll knock your bitch. I'm sorry.
Shout out to H Money, man. You all go subscribe to that man.
But listen, I think Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, in a perfect and just world where boxing politics and the boxing business didn't currently mess with the sport, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia should be fighting in the next 8 to 10 months. It really should be happening in that time frame because one guy won an eliminator and the other guy's the champion.
Right.
And this is a big fight. What's the holdup? What's the holdup? I'll tell you what the holdup is. Can I tell you what the holdup is? Eddie Reynoso, just like he does with Canelo, doesn't want his fighters fighting a certain style.
Okay.
Now, with Eddie Reynoso, his fighters not wanting to fight a certain style, I know they're saying Jamel Herring's supposed to fight Oscar Valdez. That could be happening.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, I would not be the least bit surprised if Eddie Reynoso makes Oscar Valdez go somewhere right or the left of Jamel Herring.
Yeah, because he's a manager too. He's
a manager because y'all got. I don't know.
I didn't know he was a manager.
I don't know if he's a manager for all of his fighters.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Right.
But I know he's Canelo's manager.
Yeah.
So if he's got that kind of influence on who they pick for their opponents, then I'm just saying, like, look, he doesn't want his fighters fighting these slick, rangy boxers. He doesn't want to put so Demetrius, Andrade, that's a no go. Jamel Herring,
no
might be. I don't know. We'll see.
Shit.
We'll see if it's no go. But I'm just saying, look at the kind of style that Eddie Reynoso fighters are fighting. There's a certain fighter they're not fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and listen, most of the fighters tend to be African American, slick, long, rangy fighters.
Right.
So I'm just saying,
so
we'll see.
So you don't see that. So you're basically, but back to my question. So you saying that Haney will beat Ryan Garcia if they ever met? When we talk about he
look,
this and that.
Ryan Garcia is doing himself a disservice because like right now if they fought, I'd probably pick Ryan Garcia. I would. If they fought right now, like if they fought when they're supposed to, I'd pick Ryan Garcia.
But in a couple years from now.
But Ryan's stupid. Ryan Garcia is dumb as a box of rocks. Devin Haney's gonna keep getting experience. He's gonna be fighting Jorge Linares. He's gonna mature as a pro. He's gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah. And by the time they fight, Devin Haney gonna beat the shit out of Ryan Garcia.
Wow.
I promise you. Wow. I promise you it'll happen.
Wow. That's a lot. I mean, I don't know about you're probably right now. Like Garcia, like I said, I think Garcia will beat Haney right now.
Nah.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
I don't see how you explain to me how you not see that.
Okay.
What weakness?
Okay, no, I'm gonna explain it to you.
What weakness that Haney can expose Garcia on?
Huh?
What weaknesses can you think that Haney can expose Garcia on?
Okay.
I'm
gonna explain it to you.
Okay.
Ryan Garcia, if you watch his fight, he don't throw no damn jabs. He don't throw no jabs. He likes to lead with his left hook, rely on his athleticism, rely on his quickness, all that stuff. That's why Eddie Reynoso and to take what I'm saying to the bank, Eddie Reynoso will he will pick fighters that Ryan Garcia has a constant speed advantage against. You will never, until Ryan Garcia reaches a certain age, you will never hear Ryan Garcia fighting a guy who has equal to or greater speed than him.
Jeez.
Because that's what he needs to win.
Wow.
All right? So, Devin Haney's jab, Devin Haney's range, Devin Haney's smarts, Devin Haney's timing.
His quickness.
He beating Ryan Garcia when that fight happens. I promise you, it's gonna happen.
What do you guys say?
And I don't even like Devin Haney like that.
What do you guys say?
I don't even like Devin Haney like that.
Right now, H Money would love you right now.
Yeah, man.
H Money would love you right now, BT.
I'm telling you, I promise you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a good one. Where is it? James Burrow says, "How do you explain Canelo fighting Saunders?" Then that's easy. That's very easy to explain. One, because I was saying that he won't fight slick fighters and stuff like that, right? That's easy. Number one, Billy Joe Saunders' best weight is not 168. So the things that make Billy Joe Saunders great at 160 aren't going to be there at 168. So what makes Billy Joe great at 160? What makes Billy Joe Saunders such a dangerous fighter in the middleweight division? His speed, his movement, those things, right? Well, is he going to have those things at 168? He might. He might. I'm sure he's gonna have some of it left.
Mm-hmm.
But is it gonna be to its peak? Is it gonna be to its best? Is it gonna be to where we see the best Billy Joe? We already got our answer when he won the title against when he won the big title against that guy, Sufi or whatever his name was, when they fought at that small soccer stadium in England.
Yeah,
we got our answer.
Yeah.
He's good. He can beat a lot of the 168 pounders in the world, but he's not the best Billy Joe Saunders 168. So it makes sense
So you say those
to
8
fight
pounds,
him. Them 8 pounds are gonna take some speed away from the legs, and it's gonna take some pop off them punches. And he's not even a big puncher to begin with.
Right.
So it's a good. I'm not saying it's a bad fight. I'm not making no excuses. If Canelo gets the win, it's a good, solid, credible win. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad win at all. Beating Billy Joe Saunders is a fantastic win, actually.
Right.
But I'm not gonna sit here and act like he's beating the best Billy Joe, because this is a Billy Joe whose best weight is 160. Now, people who know how I feel about Canelo are gonna say, Brendan, True School, BT, you're just hating on Canelo. No, I'm not. I'm telling you my objective boxing perspective and opinion.
Right.
And if you interpret it as hate, then that's your problem.
Exactly.
That's a personal problem.
That's your own problem.
That's not my problem. That's your problem. So what do you think?
I think I think Canelo's gonna beat Billy Joe. I think Billy Joe, to me, I think a few years back I would have picked Billy Joe to probably.
If they fought at 160, if this fight was at 160, I would be a lot more excited about it.
Now, this last couple of years, I mean, honestly, what did Billy Joe do the last fight? He didn't do much.
Okay, no, see, he's one of those fighters, though. You can't be saying that for him.
Yeah.
He's like the perfect example of you don't ever judge fighter by the last performance. Because, like, look at perfect example this past weekend. Look at what happened with Jamal Herring.
Mm-hmm.
The last fight, you said he quit.
Yeah.
And I told you, well,
you did.
You said he quit and he didn't look that good, right? And what happened when he fought Frampton? He looked $1 million.
Yeah.
So you gotta. That's rare. That's why guys like Floyd and Pacquiao and Cholatito. That's why these guys are so great, because if you just look at the performance, fight by fight, it always stays at a certain level. Most cases, it's normally at a certain level. But like those guys are outliers. Those guys are like a very small fragment of boxing.
Right.
Most fighters aren't like that. Most fighters do fight up and down to the level of their competition.
Right.
Especially Billy Joe. If there's anybody that does that, it's Billy Joe. Because it's the same Billy Joe that when he fought Arthur Akavov, damn near lost to Arthur Akavov at middleweight. You know, but then what's funny is that same Arthur Akavov, when he fights Bubu Andrade, he's a bum.
It's crazy.
This guy won 5 rounds against Billy Joe at 160. Damn near took his title.
No shit.
Some people thought he beat Billy Joe Saunders. I watched that fight.
Right.
But Boo shuts him out and he's a bum.
But then Boo didn't get no credit for that.
Yeah.
Never gets any credit.
Now, I'm going to say this. And this is not to hate. This is just being honest. Honest. We know, we just saw it with our own 2 eyes, or in my and my dad's case, 4 eyes, our own 4 eyes.
Yeah.
We saw in Texas, just in March, when it's a big fight in Texas, and you got a Mexican fighter involved.
Oh, shit. Here we go, baby.
Even if the guy...
You know what BT's going with that?
Even if the guy who won the fight wins the fight,
y'all know
he's not getting a decision. So we saw Cholatito get Riley against Estrada,
right?
And that's what happened. Okay? He won it. It's almost a universal understanding in boxing that Cholatito beat Estrada.
So you're basically saying...
okay? Now... Factor in that was a big fight for boxing fans, but like in terms of the money it's generating for boxing and worldwide, that fight is nothing compared to what Canelo Saunders is going to be. Canelo Saunders is going to have 70,000 people. We're talking Cowboy Stadium. Yeah. We're talking Cinco de Mayo weekend. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. That look, just to understand, just to paint the picture of what Billy Joe is up against. He could bring a 12-gauge shotgun. Billy Joe Saunders could bring a 12-gauge shotgun to the ring.
Yeah.
To Cowboy Stadium, and he could blow Canelo's head off and get a draw.
Jeez.
That's how much the odds are stacked against Billy Joe, because in boxing, and people who are saying who are listening to this are gonna say I'm hating on Canelo, which I'm not. I'm not hating on Canelo. I have a very deep understanding of how boxing works. Right. And unlike most people, I choose to live in reality and understand the truths, the harsh truths,
right.
Even if they hurt my feelings, even if I don't like them, about boxing. And the reality is that boxing is a business, and it doesn't matter if Billy Joe wins 9 rounds to 3 or 8 rounds to 4.
Right.
Nothing is going to fuck with the money-making machine that is Canelo Alvarez.
That's right.
70,000 tickets.
Jesus.
20,000 on 20,000 in pre-sales alone on the first day.
That's crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You think a guy who's bringing in that kind of money with his kind of aura right now is gonna lose a close decision in Texas to Billy Joe Saunders? Are you kidding me?
So you're basically saying Billy Joe Saunders bring some
Billy Joe Saunders.
Or something.
Forget the fight of his life.
Listen,
forget the fight of his life. He can't even listen. Billy Joe Saunders can't even have the fight of his life and win that fight. He's gonna have to have the fight of the century to beat Canelo Alvarez that night.
Yeah.
Okay? Not because, listen, he could win in the court of public opinion. He can go in there and box him.
In the polls, yeah.
8 rounds to 4, 7 rounds to 5, whatever. And people can, like Felix, like when Oscar De La Hoya fought Felix Sturm, and everybody thought Felix Sturm won, but, they go on box record and they see Oscar won. And then as time goes on, people forget that it happened.
Right.
He could have that kind of thing happen to him, But when it comes down to them scorecards, he's not getting no decision. It
ain't happening.
Dad, okay, it's better if he's fighting Canelo in Texas. On any other day, on any other day, it would still be crazy, right?
Right.
Cinco de Mayo? Oh my God.
Mexico.
It's already it
sounds like you sound like Don King getting anything rigged already before the fight starts.
Cinco de Mayo? Come on, man.
Shit. It's like, come on, Dad. You get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, man.
That ain't happening.
So look, listen. I'll tell you this, right? The odds are definitely stacked against Billy Joe, and sometimes it's depressing to think about because as a boxing fan, you just wish sometimes things could be fair. But at the same time, because the odds are stacked against him, if somehow God works it out, where Billy Joe knocks Canelo out or something crazy like that, Billy Joe Saunders is going to the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer. If Billy Joe Saunders if Billy Joe Saunders knocks out Canelo Alvarez in the Cowboy Stadium, I'm putting him pound for pound number 1 because the pressure that's going to be on him that night is going to be unlike anything anybody else can experience in boxing.
Jesus.
I'm telling you guys right now. First of all,
you gotta be a heavy underdog. You can't.
It's always hard. First of all, and listen, this is not against anything against Billy Joe as a fighter. I think Billy Joe Saunders is a world class fighter. She's the truth.
Right.
But it's always hard for British fighters to come to America to begin with. It doesn't matter if they fight in the Garden or the MGM Grand. It's just a big step up in class.
Right.
Because literally.
They never been away from out of the box.
It's the entertainment capital of the world, America.
All right.
So it's a big thing for the British fighters to come to America and fight. So it's always tough. But when you factor in, he's gonna walk in a Cowboy. Listen, for those of y'all who, I know you've probably seen it on TV, but if you've never seen Cowboy Stadium in person, it is fucking massive.
It's lit.
Okay, you know Marlins Park?
Yeah.
Picture Marlins Park with 70,000 more seats.
Jesus.
It is
like college
it's
campus, college football.
the eighth wonder of the world, that damn place. They got the baseball stadium right next to Cowboy Stadium, and the baseball stadium looks like a damn Skittle compared to Cowboy Stadium.
Wow.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So imagine being a guy on the road.
Right.
You're fighting Canelo Alvarez. There's gonna be 70,000 people in there, and probably 68,500 are gonna be cheering for Canelo to take your head off. And on top of that, going into the fight, your promoter, who's promoted you your whole career, he's in bed with your opponent, Canelo.
Right.
Eddie Hearn's in bed with Canelo.
Right.
And you know that the scorecards are not in your favor if the fight is close. You know going into the fight, you can't forget perfect. You got to fight beyond perfect to win. That's a lot of pressure. So if he beats Canelo Alvarez under those circumstances, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Canelo's all that. I mean, I don't think Canelo's is like, all time great enough like that. I think he's very overrated. I think in a perfect world where there was no corruption in boxing, Billy Joe could beat Canelo fairly. He's gonna have to knock him out.
This is a hypothetical question, BT. Not to get you off the subject, but let me just switch the dominoes away. If this would have been Boo Boo Andrade instead of Billy Joe Saunders, who would you favor in the Texas Stadium?
Who would I favorite to win?
Yeah,
Demetrius Andrade.
Even but
they can fight anywhere. They can fight anywhere, and I'll pick Demetrius Andrade to beat Canelo. Anywhere. Texas, even if Mexico, Guadalajara.
Even if the cards stack against him.
Yeah, stack it against him.
But Billy Joe, you won't.
Because you know what it is? You know what it is? They've always stacked everything against Demetrius Andrade. His whole career.
Right.
In the Olympics, they stacked it against him.
Right.
When he fought in the gold medal match against the South Korean guy, and they took it from him. Oh no, not the gold medal match. The match before the medal matches.
Right.
They took his chance away. They robbed him of his glory of being known as one of the greatest American amateurs of all time. When he won the fight clearly against the Korean guy, and then they give it to him.
So you're saying any arena that Boo Boo rocks in with Canelo, you beat him
Anywhere. And you know what? And do you know who knows that more than anybody? Do you know the two people that know more than anybody?
Who's that?
Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. That's why they're not fighting him.
Good point.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
I want to get into some comments because I do see quite a few comments. My man Jordan Gooden, he says, God Nello is the real TBEBT. Fuck out of here. No, he's not.
Are you saying as one of the most active fighters? Like I'll give Canelo that much.
I'll give him that.
I mean, he's jumping from one fight to another fight to another. But is he fighting like Timothy Bradley?
Okay, but at one point in time, right? Because let's just be real about boxing. If we're talking, this is not my opinion. This is not my feelings. Let's just look at the styles of the fighters he's been fighting. Pops, how before Caleb Smith fought Canelo Alvarez, how would you classify his style? How would you classify like how he fights?
Who's this?
Caleb Smith.
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Is he a guy that you would say throws a lot of grown man punches to hurt you with bad intentions?
From what I've read about him and seen about him, that's what everybody was saying about him in the UK.
You watched a John Ryder fight? You watched a John Ryder fight?
Man, he got fucking robbed. Don't get me going. He got. Okay, let me tell you right now.
No, I don't want to get off subject.
No.
I'm building up to a point.
I'm saying, but what I'm getting at is, Caleb Smith didn't. People make Caleb be big. To me, made him in the UK, made him seem bigger than what he really is. Like he's dominant. He's dominant. He does this. He does that.
Tournament.
Yeah, he's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. He's gonna be one of the best. Blah. And he gets it right.
Got the big dance and
he didn't show out.
And look, even if we thought he got a gift against John Ryder, when he got the call for the big dance, he didn't show up. He fought like a sparring partner for 12 rounds. So he's not a guy that in big fights has risen to the occasion and shown himself to be a guy that throws grown man punches. He made Canelo's life easy. Okay, Avni Yildirim. I've watched his fights in the past. He's a guy that does normally, at minimum, at the worst, he comes to fight hard.
Right.
He's not the most skilled guy, but he didn't really come to fight against Canelo, right? And then Billy Joe wins, right? Billy Joe can beat Canelo, right? But is Billy Joe gonna really like throw hard? He's not a guy that's known for really throwing hard punches. So when I'm saying that to say that Canelo Alvarez,
to bully him.
No, his last 3 fights. I feel like he's been avoiding punchers.
Right.
His last 3 fights.
Well, we've been seeing that a long time. I mean, he doesn't want. He's like I say, he's just picking out who he wants. That's what he wants. Or his manager is doing it for him. You know what I mean? But I mean, Eddie Hearns, and I'll say it again, even after this fight, Eddie Hearns is a promoter for both Billy Joe and Canelo. I like.
He's on some real Don King shit right now, Eddie Hearns.
You think so?
Yeah, like I was sick because yesterday I had the honor again, and it'll be out on the channel this upcoming week.
Yeah.
I did a 40-minute interview with Stacey McKinley. And he dropped all kinds of gems in the interview.
No shit.
And it's such a great interview. I'm not even sure I can put the full thing out right away. I gotta cut it up because there's just so many things he dropped. I need each individual part to get its just due.
Right.
But one thing he said, and I was thinking about it yesterday in an interview, he was telling me that Eddie Hearn is like Don King. Stacey McKinley, one of Don King's right-hand men, is telling me Eddie Hearn is like Don King because he was saying in the context of the whole the Tyson Fury agent negotiations because he was saying that Eddie Hearn keeps saying that the fight is signed and they're done and they got all these offers, right?
Yeah, but
and he's making it sound like that, and then he's doing that as a way to get offers,
right.
And then he made an analogy to what Don King did with Ali and Foreman one time.
Oh wow!
And I'm thinking about like now with Canelo and Saunders, he got both fighters. So like whoever wins that fight, it don't even matter. He walks out the winner no matter what.
Right.
Eddie's already won.
Right. Either way, yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Eddie Hearn, I understand he's a promoter. It's not a charity.
No,
I'm good. He's not a charity.
Yeah.
But it's really been disappointing seeing how
manipulates or how
he gets he's in bed with Canelo.
Okay, but
I understand I understand Canelo's a big money maker, and I feel like their partnership is actually a good one. Like I feel like Eddie Hearn is doing a good job with Canelo.
And Canelo's supposed to sign a long term with them too. He said.
But I'm just saying, man. Like at the end of the day, like he has so many middleweights, and there's a pecking order of who he cares about, who he doesn't care about.
That's true.
And the one guy that I thought and had hopes that he cared about will be Demetrius Andrade. Now Demetrius Andrade's got a fight coming up. Not this weekend, but the following against Liam Williams. He's got to win that fight. It's going to be a tough one. But, like, At what point in time does Eddie Hearn actually make Demetrius Andrade somewhat of priority of fighting Canelo?
It's not gonna happen unless Demetrius gets
Or
if he hasn't done it by now, he's not gonna do it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Because even if he wanted to go through, even if he wanted to make it happen, he would have to go through Reynoso. What's his name? Reynoso.
Yeah.
And Reynoso's not gonna. He's gonna protect. He's gonna protect Canelo.
Yeah.
Which is the bottom line.
Listen, man. Look, I know I'm in the minority, or at least that's how it feels in boxing these days. You know, I feel like I'm in the minority when it comes to talking about Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo, but I really feel like Canelo Alvarez, and I'm gonna say it until proven otherwise. I really feel like Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso, and all parties involved with Team Canelo, no boxing, no life,
right.
Whatever. I think they're scared to death of Demetrius Andrade. Now, when I say, listen, I'm gonna clarify what I mean when I say that. I don't mean they're scared to death of Demetrius Andrade in terms of, they're scared of getting punched by him or they're scared of getting knocked out or anything like that. No, because you can't be someone like Canelo who's been a professional fighter since 15 years old, fighting in Mexico, fighting Floyd at a young age. He's not scared in that sense. That's not what he's scared. He's not scared of getting punched by Demetrius Andrade or losing or getting beat up.
Right.
None of these guys are. But he's scared of what Demetrius Andrade can do to him in terms of out the ring. And what I mean by that is this. Demetrius Andrade, even if Canelo wins, is probably the only fighter at 160 or 168 that even if he wins, he won't look good doing it. I believe that even if Canelo fights Andrade and doesn't look good against him,
backfire.
The aura of invincibility that he seems to have right now with most people
ain't gonna happen.
He's not gonna have it after that fight, and that's why Reynoso doesn't want that fight to happen. That's why Canelo's not pushing for that fight to happen, because they know the minute that fight happens, even if Canelo wins, his aura of invincibility will be stripped, and you're gonna get these guys that are gonna watch that fight and they're gonna say, "Well, look what Boo Boo's did to him. I can beat him." And that's all it's going to take. Because right now, unfortunately, for whatever the case may be, I think boxing's done a great job. The media, the promoters, and also Canelo as well, because he has improved as a fighter a lot.
Right. Oh, he speaks English too.
And he speaks English. I think they've done a good job of convincing the world that this guy's unbeatable.
The public, yeah.
And he's not. But the one guy that will make people change their mind that he's unbeatable, win or lose, mark my words, take it to the grave, screen record what I'm saying in this video.
If that fight ever happens,
If Canelo ever gets the balls to fight Demetrius Andrade, if he ever finds the balls that are in Eddie Reynoso's purse and wants to man up and use the right hand or the left to sign that contract to fight Boo Boo Andrade, he will, even if he wins, even if he wins, his aura of invincibility that he's had for these last couple of years, that will be stripped.
Mark your word.
And that's the minimum of what can happen in that fight.
Yeah.
He might fuck around and lose and get embarrassed.
Real big. And wait, the styles, right? The styles make fights. And another thing, another person that I'm not back to Canelo again, that called him out and he officially fought was it Bitterbiff? Was it Bitterbiff?
What about Bitterbiff?
Yeah, you called him out. He said, I'll fight Canelo if he comes up and fight.
I'll be honest with you, and I told you this before.
Yeah.
I think Canelo beat Bitterbiff.
You think so?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
In fact, y'all might think I'm crazy. I think that'd be one of his easiest fights.
Bitterbiff?
I think Arthur Bitterbiff would be one of Canelo's easiest fights. It'll be the perfect fight for Canelo.
Easier than Billy Joe Saunders?
No.
How about
I'm gonna tell you why though. I don't want to just. I don't want to just make these outlandish statements and people say, "Oh, BT, you're going crazy."
But hear this out.
But
you know, the reality is, that Canelo ain't gonna go up to 168 or 175 to go ahead and fight. He's not gonna fight.
BT would be a good fight. I think with Reynoso and them, they're just waiting for him to slip a little bit more.
Jeez.
So when BWF shows some little bit more vulnerability, they'll go fight him. But look, BWF, if you go back and you watch his earlier fights, I don't remember the fights, so don't ask me. But I was watching a couple of his early fights when he was like 10-0, 11-0, 12-0. He's chinny.
Yeah.
He's chinny.
So you're saying
he's got classic puncher syndrome.
So you say he's accessible.
You touch that man on his chin.
Yeah.
And watch what happens to him.
Yeah.
And the thing with him too is like he's obviously very strong and he's durable and he punches like a mule.
Canelo versus Bivol.
That's not gonna happen. Bivol, that would be the worst matchup for him. Him and Boo Boo Andrade are like the worst.
Yeah, from both 175 and
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mike from Boston says, "Are you talking about the guy who went life and death with Vanes Martirosyan?" Yeah, Boo Boo Andrade. Yeah, the guy that won life and death with Vargas Martirosyan will be fighting the guy who won life and death with Larry Mosley, and the guy that won life and death with a bunch of other scrubs. I mean, Canelo Alvarez has won life and death with fighters worse than Vargas Martirosyan.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it a buck. What the hell was it on?
Getting oranges?
I love how everybody. I love like that's how you know that these guys are these people are scared to death of Demetrius Andrade, because normally, right, if you say Canelo can go fight any other fighter, it's just yes, okay, well, let's see that fight. We're boxing fans, we want to see the fight.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good fight. This is the weaknesses, this is the strengths. You know, it becomes boxing talk. But the minute you say Demetrius Andrade, you know what people start doing? They start finding ways to discredit and say why Demetrius Andrade doesn't deserve the fight. But when bitch ass, bum ass Callum Smith was getting ready to fight Canelo Alvarez, I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear anything. They think because of a couple trinkets that this guy was some sort of elite A-level fighter. They think because Callum Smith had some trinkets, he was an elite A-level fighter, and he was never an elite A-level fighter. That was one of the most biggest mismatches in the top level of boxing we've seen in years.
British used to be embarrassed to have to call him like he was all this tough dog and everything, because he didn't do shit.
Yeah.
He didn't do shit.
Mike from Boston says, I'm from the same area as Andrade, Boo Boo Andrade. I watched him in the amateurs, but I have to be honest about him. Yeah, okay. He went life and death with Vargas Martirosyan, and you know what? He went life and death with Jack Kulke. So what? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you who he's not going to go life and death with if he ever gets a chance to sign a contract. Canelo Alvarez. His style is, listen, Canelo Alvarez's style is tailor-made for Demetrius Andrade. Slow, slow-footed, plotting. You know, you want to load up. You want to load up and throw these hard shots. You don't got no one-punch knockout power. You ain't got no fight-changing punching power. Perfect fight. It's the perfect style for him. And you guys can say I'm saying all this. You guys can say that I'm hating or whatever. But listen, Eddie Reynoso is Canelo's manager. He's picking the opponents. There's a reason he's not picking certain opponents.
Yeah, and how long was Boo Andrew waiting for? For a minute, right?
So, a minute. Try 6 years.
Yeah.
Try 6 years.
More than a minute. Yeah. And Boo Andrew goes on a rant.
Where does all this confidence in Boo Boo Andrade come from? What has he done to prove himself? It's just a style thing. Well, first of all, okay. People nitpick the resume, right? They say, oh, he had a split decision or he had a close fight with Vargas Martirosyan, which was, 8 years ago. So you're really reaching way far back. The same way people say I'd be reaching far back if I say, yeah, Canelo Alvarez got his ass beat by Larry Mosley and got a gift decision against him. You know, so we could both play that game.
Yeah.
But boxing comes, at the end of it all, boxing comes down to styles. Okay? So, yeah, maybe Vargas might have had a good fight with Demetrius Andrade. And maybe Jack Kulke might have had a good fight with Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah.
That don't mean Canelo gonna have a good fight with Demetrius Andrade, because every fighter has different attributes. And let's just be real. What gave Canelo problems? Long, rangy, quick fighters.
Yeah.
Trout. Oh, no, he beat Trout. But I'm saying Lara. Floyd.
Yeah.
He looked horrible against these guys. Okay? And everybody who fights Demetrius Andrade looks bad against him. So it's not going to be any different.
And I'm a firm believer, like, and you say this because of the politics and everything, like you said, Ben, but I'm a firm believer, if a guy's been calling you out for a minute and people...
Half a day, 6 years.
And people say, oh...
Riddle me this, people. I want everybody who's saying he doesn't deserve this fight, please answer this question for me, because nobody can seem to give me a good answer to this question. Why is it that for 6 years, there's always an excuse not to fight Demetrius Andrade? There was never an excuse not to fight James Kirkland. There was never an excuse to fight Rocky Fielding. There was never not an excuse to fight freaking
anybody that comes along. Yeah,
Liam Smith.
Yeah,
went for the same belt. Come on, man. Mike says, well, what's gonna happen when Canelo lands flesh on Boo Boo Andrade? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is Boo Boo Andrade's gonna show off every last bit of his skills. I can't wait for that fight to happen. I hope it happens, because Canelo Alvarez is not a big puncher. He's not a big puncher. Right. Canelo Alvarez couldn't even stop a weight drained Callum Smith who came to Survivor 12 rounds, and he's gonna hurt Boo Boo Andrade. Come on, man.
No,
we ain't worried about that.
Yeah, and I just think that when people say that the fight is not popular,
no,
you did say one thing, BT.
Let me ask you.
Boo Boo Andre's a champion too, so give him that respect. He's got a belt.
Let me ask you guys a question. Okay, let's flip the question back on you.
You got BT. Go going,
What's
guys?
Canelo gonna do when Andrade shoots one of them overhand, them wild ass overhand lefts that lands on everybody? What's gonna happen? And shout out to my man Ian Davenport for the super chat from Australia. He said, "Okay, thanks guys, love the show, but I gotta go."
God bless, man. Thank you.
Shout out to you, Ian. God bless, man.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
But yeah, like, okay, for those of you who really watch boxing, I'm not talking to people who just read headlines and go watch channels. Yeah. I'm talking about my real deal.
Study.
Objective. Yeah. They watch the sport. We've seen when Demetrius Andrade fought Sulecki, and we've seen when he fought Akavov and a lot of other fighters. You know, solid fighters. Not elite fighters, but solid fighters.
Yeah.
These guys have good fights against fighters that people say are elite. But when they fight Demetrius Andrade, they get hit by an overhand left or a straight left hand or whatever. They get dropped, they get hurt, and what do they do for 10 rounds? They retreat. They say Boo was the one that runs. They're the ones that run.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen when Canelo gets hit? What's gonna happen when Boo Andrade lands the first 1-2 and slips, and Canelo doesn't have a big stiff Canelo split standing in front of him for him to load up and throw whatever he wants? That's the question we gotta ask. Because Canelo Alvarez has never once in his career, name me one fighter this guy beat in his career where Canelo actually got a win against them, and it was a fighter that constantly made him have to reset his feet for 12 rounds.
Wow.
Name me one.
What is it?
That's what I'm saying. Bro, James Kirkland is the Mandingo Warrior. Exactly. You watched the April Fool's video. Do you think Canelo is going to run from Andrade? Nah, man. I'll tell you this. He may not run from Andrade, but I guarantee you, I'll put money on this. He ain't gonna come forward.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna come forward.
I think, and I'll be honest with you,
he's gonna be very confused.
I think
he's gonna fight him.
His movement is crazy.
He's gonna fight him the same way. Listen, Canelo, y'all might think I'm hating for this, but just go back and watch him.
Study him.
There hasn't the only thing that's really changed about Canelo Alvarez since he lost to Floyd is the fact that he's got more composed in the pocket and his upper body movement has improved.
Yeah.
That's it. Every habit, every tendency, everything he likes to do is exactly the same. He's almost the same fighter. And the thing is this, they're putting him in there with fighters that are stiff and slow and don't have that many punches in their arsenal, so he can sit there and look like Floyd Mayweather. And then people are saying, well, he's improved leaps and bounds. No, he hasn't. The styles he's fighting are flattering how good he really is. He's elite. He's A-level. I'm not saying he's trash. So don't say I'm hating. I'm not hating on him. I'm putting respect on Canelo's name. He has improved, but the style is making him look better than he really is. And I give Eddie Reynoso a lot of credit. He's doing right by his fighter.
Yeah.
He's putting him in there with fighters that have names and have credibility and have respect.
That looks good on
and it looks good on paper, and people are eating it up. But like
I laugh when people when I think the last fight that Boo Andrade had. A lot of people come with oh, this guy, he looks like a bomb. He's throwing wild punches. Look how he looks. And you think he's going to beat Canelo and blah, 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 blah. But the bottom line's not even that. Canelo don't even want to fight. Answer the bell.
Okay, let's just say, right?
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Let's just strip the names away. We don't know who Boo Andrade is. We don't know who Canelo is. We're going to call him Fighter A and Fighter B.
Right.
Okay? So let's just say you got Fighter A, all right? And Fighter A is a big star in boxing.
Okay.
And Fighter A is going to sell out against anybody who fights. So all this talk about money and purse splits and ticket sales, it don't mean shit because he could fight me or my dad and he going to sell a football stadium.
Right.
Okay? He's that kind of star. Fighter A has been getting called by Fighter B for a long, long time. And Fighter A has one belt in a certain weight class. Or no, 3 belts in a certain weight class.
Right.
Fighter B has 1 belt. They can fight for undisputed. And when Fighter A gets asked about fighting Fighter B, Fighter A says, I'm not going to fight Fighter B because Fighter B is boring. Does Fighter A sound like a guy who's interested in fighting Fighter B?
No.
Absolutely not.
And isn't it the ultimate goal is to become undisputed somewhere?
Oh, now it is. Now we have to ask ourselves the question, why is Canelo's goal to become undisputed at 168, but it wasn't at 160?
And I think
what's the common denominator here?
But we also talked one time, I think when you were talking about this conversation, when Boo Andrade moved up or something, Canelo did something, moved down or whatever it was that you were telling me Canelo moved up, Canelo came down. All of a sudden Canelo wants to go down to that weight class after Boo Andrade left, to whatever the case was. But my point is, he did not want to fight Boo Andrade when he could fight Boo Andrade. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man.
And I'm like this. I'm a firm believer. If you're a champion, fight whoever calls y'all and show them out in the ring. That's it.
I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. So I'm not including Billy Joe. I want to include Billy Joe. I'm only gonna include his last 2 fights against Yildirim and Smith.
Yeah.
Okay. Now y'all might think I'm hating, but I'm being honest here. I'm being honest, and I know this guy hasn't gotten, on paper at least, he hasn't got the wins that maybe a Canelo Smith has. But in terms of who is the more difficult fight, I think Liam Williams is a more difficult fight than Canelo's last 2 opponents, Callum Smith and Avni Yildirim. Liam Williams. I mean, he had those 2 fights with Liam Smith. I think the first one ended because of a head clash or something like that. Like both his fights ended in weird fashion.
Right.
Like there's an argument to be made that he's never outright been beaten, Liam Williams. I forgot what it was.
Right.
But I was reading about it today, and I watched one of them. Liam Williams is a tough fighter. Liam Williams don't give a fuck. He's crazy. He got punching power on both hands.
Right.
He believes in himself. He believes he can win.
So it's a tougher fight for him.
Liam Williams is the kind of fighter. I mean, this is a guy I was talking to my boy Mark from on Rival Boxing Talking News the other day.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark. And Mark was telling me that Liam Williams is so crazy that like if you threaten him on Twitter, like he'll
oh shit.
he'll give you his address and you can come see Liam Williams. He's that kind of guy.
Wow.
He believes in himself.
Yeah, so
and he's been wanting this Boo Boo Andrade fight for a long time. I don't think he's gonna win, but he's not a bad opponent. He's a solid opponent. You know, definitely more of a threat than Canelo Smith. Canelo Smith's a bum.
Yeah, man.
And I don't use that word
all the time.
a lot. But any fighter who gets the gift decision this man got and then gets rewarded with it,
That's crazy, yeah.
For a big payday against Canelo, and then doesn't even show up to the big dance, you don't even show up to fight hard.
That's crazy.
You don't even show up to win.
It was a sparring session.
It was a sparring session.
Well, I said, what the hell is this
Now look,
shit?
I'm not listening. Skill-wise, it was never gonna be close. Canelo Alvarez's skill compared to Canelo Smith's skills are on a whole other galaxy.
Yeah.
But the things you can control in the ring is the intensity you fight with.
Right.
You know, the intensity you fight with, how you present yourself in that ring, you know. And I don't think Canelo Smith really fought with any intensity. He didn't.
He wasn't hungry.
He would throw these hooks to the body, and he wouldn't even sit down on them because he was scared to stay in the pocket.
He was a taller fighter. I don't think he uses distance enough. I mean, I lost all kind of stuff after the Ryder fight, but as tall as you are, you can take advantage of that. You came in there, and you were basically having a sparring fight, or you were just sitting in a punching bag in the gym. That's the way I seen it.
Hold on. My man Nico the Best says, AJ's overrated. You make it look like Klitschko didn't sell out stadiums in Germany. They gave away tickets to MSG, but AJ fanboys don't want to admit it. AJ's overrated. Are you talking to me? I don't know if you're talking to me, Nico, but all I can say is this about Anthony Joshua. I can tell you that worldwide, he's a bigger star than Canelo. I promise you that. If we go to Africa, he's a bigger star than Canelo. If we go to England, he's a bigger star than Canelo. If we go to like a lot of places, he's probably a bigger star than Canelo. Worldwide. Maybe not in America, because he hasn't really fought here. And the one time he got his ass beat. But if he fights Tyson Fury, he'll close that gap real quick. That'll be a big worldwide event. He's one of the heavyweight champions. So I like AJ. Let me see. What are you guys talking about? True School Sports. Did AJ sell out MSG or did they give away tickets? Well, you seem to have the answer to that question. So I'm gonna ask you: Did he sell out AJ? Did he sell out MSG or did they give away tickets? But yeah, man, listen.
He was more popular than Wilder.
He was more popular than Wilder. We say all these things about Canelo, not to down him as a fighter, because I do like watching him. Believe it or not, the irony of me and Canelo is like I actually do enjoy watching him fight. It just becomes he becomes very unenjoyable because of the ridiculous hype that he gets.
And the people he fights.
And then people want to say he's better than like some of the great Mexican fighters like Salvador Sanchez and Barrera and Miguel Canto. And I'm not, listen, I know my boxing. Like I really love the sport and I've studied the sport, and I take it as disrespect to the sport when a guy, like, look, say what you want about Chavez. Even Chavez, right? Like Chavez, he got some gift decisions in his career that he shouldn't have gotten. What's his name? Like when he fought Pernell, everybody knows Pernell beat him. But you know what? He freaking fought Pernell.
Yeah.
He fought Meldrick Taylor. Okay, it was a dubious stoppage with Richard Steele.
Yeah.
He fought the guy. I didn't have to sit here and say, oh, well, Chavez was ducking Pernell Whitaker for shit. No, he fought him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So that's what I'm saying. If you just fight them, win or lose, then I think you get more respect. And I don't think, and people are always gonna argue and say, well, what are those guys that you calling out? What have they done for themselves? Nothing.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody's calling you out, and I'm gonna go back with BT, we talk about Boo Boo Andrade, it's like he's a champion. He's got a belt.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad we're talking about this because I was just thinking to myself, and I told you about this, right?
Yeah.
So you know when Marvin Hagler passed away, right? Everybody was going on about how much they love Marvin Hagler, and you should, if you're a boxing fan, you should love Marvin Hagler because Marvin Hagler represented a lot of things great about the sport of boxing. But I thought to myself, while the same people, because I saw people praising Marvin Hagler that want to shit on Demetrius Andrade, right? And I thought to myself, well, if Marvin Hagler in his prime existed in this day and age in boxing, would
the public do the same way?
Would he be treated like Demetrius Andrade? Like I asked you that question.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And then I'll ask you guys that question. If Marvin Hagler in his prime existed right now, like we didn't have all the nostalgia of these fights in the 80s and Hearns. We're talking about if the prime version of Marvin Hagler existed in 2021 and he was, let's say he was in the middleweight division of 168 and he was a potential opponent for Canelo, would he be treated like Demetrius Andrade to where they say, oh, he's low risk, high reward? What does Canelo get from fighting him?
That's true, yeah.
Or would they say, Canelo, you need to fight him? Because honestly, for me, I think he would be treated just like Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, we talked about that.
He would be just the same as Demetrius Andrade. He'd be a guy, I'm sure he'd fight Canelo, but like he'd be a guy that they would freeze out of a big-time fight. Straight up.
Yeah.
They would. It's the same thing. Canelo is overrated. What Shanta Slotel said. He said, Canelo is overrated. He got schooled by an old... Exactly. Let's see. I appreciate everybody here, man. By the way, we appreciate everybody joining us. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Yeah, man. I really feel like if Hagler in his present day in prime form existed in the present, there's no way in hell he would not be ducked and avoided by everybody, including Canelo, and he'd be frozen out of big fights, and we wouldn't even see him against anybody.
Yeah,
he'll be blackballed just for being good.
Yeah.
Just like Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is basically shadow banned from top level boxing for being a good fighter.
That's crazy.
I've never seen this shit.
Yeah.
He's literally like even Jamal. Did you see the video of Jamal Charlo?
No.
Jamal Charlo was in the car.
Well, didn't I tell you about that Jamal Charlo was saying that Boo Boo
Jamal Charlo was in his car. But Jamal Charlo was riding in his car. He was like, yeah, we black card Boo Boo. We black carded him. He can't make no money in this boxing game.
Yeah.
You know, he's from Rhode Island. That's weak as fuck, Rhode Island. Ain't no real niggas in Rhode Island.
But he won't fight him.
He won't fight him. So
fuck out of here.
I'm just saying, man. Look. These are the kind of things that I ponder sometimes. Like people go all Google Gaga over these '80s fighters, right? And they talk about how great they were and how these fighters need to be like them, right? But then when you get fighters that want to fight and challenge themselves and try to just mimic 10% of what they did in boxing, they say, oh, no, he's boring. He sucks. He doesn't deserve it. What does he gain from that? Man, y'all want to see fights? Are you guys boxing fans? Or are you guys accountants?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think Canelo's got enough money to wipe his ass with 100 times over. So if he wants to build a legacy, he's got to fight him.
Mike from Boston says no one is scared of Andrade. They're not GGG or Canelo. They both stop him. They're not excited about fighting him either.
That's true. Yeah.
They might be scared of him, but they're not excited.
Mike from Boston, boy. What's up, Mike?
Man, he's supposed to be from Boston,
New England, baby. I'm from New England. You know that.
He's supposed to be in Boston. He's supposed to be backing up. He's supposed to be on.
Rhode Island, baby. But New England, you know.
Listen, them two guys, and you know what? Hey, I shit on Canelo a lot, but now it's GGG's turn. This freaking guy at GGG, look, and I used to be, I used to be a big GGG fan.
Me too.
I used to love GGG. He used to be one of those guys that when I heard a fight of his announced, it was marquee for me. It was marquee stuff. Yeah. It was hype. Love watching a fight. Great style, beautiful, great jab, cuts the ring, a master cutting off the ring. Just a true high level, world class, creme de la creme practitioner of the sweet sport of boxing.
Right.
Okay. He signed with the Zone. They gave him tons of money, and his career just stagnated. And I'm like, I'm here with GGG, right? I'm looking at GGG, right? obviously I want Canelo to fight Boo Boo Andrade, but how come he don't want to fight Boo Boo Andrade? Like, I can't believe Triple G has become the chump he's become in boxing.
Well, he's old now. Too.
He's become a straight, like, to me,
if
he's not trying to, if he's not trying to like be great and fight guys beside Canelo to at least earn the third Canelo fight, and get the fuck out. What are you here for? Yeah. Steve Rolls?
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Rolls? Come on, man. 10 rounders?
He's done. He's done. He was washed up in the last fight. Told you I didn't like.
No, he's not. No, he's not washed. I don't think he's washed up physically, and I don't think he's washed up as a fighter. But I think he's washed up mentally. I think mentally, GGG is a washed up fighter.
Wow.
Mentally, he's washed up. He's not washed up physically.
So you say he should fight Boo Boo Andrade?
Truthfully, objectively, like feelings aside, he really should be fighting him more than Canelo.
Right.
Because he's not. Who's he gonna fight at 160? Because I mean, unless you want to fight Charlo, which you got the Al Heyman dynamic. So
it's always it's not gonna happen.
So I'm just saying, man. Boxing fans, I'm not saying you gotta like Demetrius Andrade. I'm not even saying you gotta like watching him fight or anything. But you can't be consistently be giving every freaking fighter marquee name in 160 a pass for not fighting this guy. He's a champion. Y'all go on about how Canelo fights all these champions. He's making history. He's making history. Escribo and Historia. All this bullshit. Yeah. Champion after champion.
Historia.
But when it comes to Demetrius, when it comes to Boo Boo, all of a sudden champions don't matter.
Yeah, I was saying, well, no, he's not this. You can't say it's a business thing. Yeah, that's what you would say. Oh, he fought this guy. These motherfuckers ain't shit, and he fought them.
Yeah.
So if he gets a free ride on the bus, he'll take it. But if it's somebody gonna test him, he ain't going for that.
Kahi3 says all he wants to do is chase Canelo. Well, shit, man. I'll tell you this: if a guy has been, if you've been around the same weight as a certain fighter for 6 years, and even before he even proved shit in his whole boxing career, they were calling this guy the best, or one of the best. And you can make good money fighting him. It'll enhance your reputation. You wouldn't chase that fight? I'd chase that fight. If there was a guy, listen, being the competitive guy I am, if there was a guy that everybody said was the best fighter, he was the baddest he was this, he's that, he's Mexican, Viva la Mexico, this, that, and the third, I'd want to test myself. I'd want to see how good I am because they say this guy's all that. But apparently it's actually a crime to want to fight the best. They say Canelo's the best, right? And he wants to fight him, and it's a crime. It's only a crime when he wants to fight him.
Well, I'm just telling you what Timmy Bradley said. Canelo's just jumping from one side, picking up all these garbage fighters, and just trying to pick up wins. He doesn't care about little giants, weight class or anything, or fighting the top dogs. He don't care about that.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's written in stone. You know what I mean? So. This is Timothy Bradley. I usually don't agree with a lot of things he said, but I will agree about what he said about Canelo. Canelo's just jumping from division to division and picking whatever fights he wants.
Al Pal says casuals. Canelo knows how to fool the sheep. He does. He does a great job at it. I give him and Eddie Reynoso, and now I think Eddie Hearn some credit because they're all in on it.
Cahoots, yeah.
Yeah, man. But look, man, we can't focus on the negative too much. There's a lot of positive things happening in boxing.
But when's Wilder coming back?
Someone asked about that earlier. We don't know. He's in witness protection.
Are you serious?
We know Wilder is in witness protection.
Oh hell, he's got to come back and make a big statement when he fights.
If he fights, not when.
Somebody was telling me that.
Someone asked me earlier too if I'm gonna order the Andy Ruiz pay-per-view against Areola. I probably will.
Yeah. I
like Andy Ruiz, and truthfully speaking, well, actually no. You know what? No, I'm not. Because that's going to be May 1st, and I'm going to a local card here. I'm going to be watching the future cruiserweight champion of the world, Isaiah Night Thompson, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, from Dania Beach, Florida, by way of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah.
Isaiah Night Thompson. Remember I told you guys about him.
Remember that name.
3-0, 3 knockouts, all in the first round. Still raw. Still got to learn a couple things. Still got to get up those boxing skills a bit on point. But
remember that name.
Remember that name. I'm going to go watch him fight May 1st instead of Andy Ruiz. And then I'll come back later on and watch Andy Ruiz.
I think Areola's too old anyway. Ruiz going to use him as a punching bag, I'll be honest with you. Ruiz throws his output and punches is good, so. You know what I mean?
Oh, snap.
What?
Oh, snap. We got my man Major Key Boxing with the $20 super chat.
Thank you, man. God bless.
Shout out to my man Glenn Avery, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Major Key Boxing. And always make sure you guys go tune into his channel, especially on Mondays, because they got Major Key Mondays. He's got like a star-studded panel there. I actually went on there for the first time
last week. Yeah.
Last week they had him. He was there.
4 channels or something?
No, it was
Johnny
like 10
Boy.
channels. They had him. I was there.
Johnny Boy there?
Punch Drunk was there.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Oh, wow.
Everyone was there. Star-studded. So make sure you go there. He says, this is the best thing I've seen all night. BT and Pops back together. I love you guys.
Thank you, man.
I'll be in Kissimmee for the Mayo Navarrete Berlanga fight on the 24th. Hit me up if you make it there.
Man.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking about applying for a credential.
Was it the 24th?
The 24th in Kissimmee. It already sold out. From what I heard. But you know what? I might try to get a ticket. You know, even if I can get a press pass, I'll get a ticket, and we'll make some things happen, man. I think it'd be good for the channel to go up there.
It would be great to go.
You know what? Hey, he brought it up. Pops, what? Let's talk about that card. Let's talk about some of the fighters on that card. So you've got. First of all, we'll start with. You gotta be really excited because all the Boricuas are in action.
Yeah, Community Florida's all Puerto Ricans go there.
Why do you think that is? Why are there so many Puerto Ricans in Kissimmee, Florida?
I just think I just think that Kissimmee is just like here in South Florida with the Cubans. Yeah, that's the spot for Puerto Ricans over there. And more so now that the island has had a lot of problems, a lot of them have actually moved over.
Oh, the housing is cheap too.
Yeah,
the housing is cheap.
And they moved up there.
That's what it is too.
And I mean, what better place not to go than to go there?
Okay, so I want to ask you about that main event for the fight. You got Emmanuel Navarrete, versus Christopher Pitufo Diaz. Now I know.
I like Pitufo, but my heart is going with Navarrete.
So how do you think that fight ends? You think Navarrete is gonna give the old vintage performance where he's throwing a million punches, breaking them down, stamina?
So. I like Pitufo. Pitufo's been a champ before and he's done this, but I don't think Pitufo got enough to beat Navarrete. I'll tell you that right now. He's not gonna beat Navarrete. He's not gonna beat him. And I love my Puerto Rican fighters, but he's not beating.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Dad. I'll ask the comments this too because I can't for the life of me understand why one fighter gets praised for a certain thing and another fighter doesn't get any praise for it. So everybody right now is going crazy about how Canelo's active, and he is. I give him his credit.
Yeah. But
when Emmanuel Navarrete was active and he was fighting 5-6 times a year as champion, defending his belt, I didn't hear nobody. I didn't hear none of these. And I'm sorry, I had to just be blunt and be a bit vulgar. Right. I didn't hear none of these dick-sucking reporters give Emmanuel Navarrete any credit for being the most active world champion in boxing. But Canelo does. Why do you think that is, Dad? Why do you think one Mexican fighter is getting credit for it and not the other?
I think it basically comes down to the politics and the bullshit within boxing itself, within the promotion companies and I won't say that the Mexicans don't love Navarrete because Mexican fans are diehard boxing fans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just think it's just the politics and the promoting of it. Canelo's been promoted well, and that's a big thing. Yeah. And Navarrete, I don't get the credit because he hasn't been promoted enough, but he is a good fighter.
He's a fantastic fighter.
Yep.
Very fun to watch too. Yep. So yeah, I think it'll be a good fight. A lot of people are saying that Pitufo is gonna rise to the occasion and
I don't think so.
Yeah. Stop him.
No.
No. I'm going Navarrete. I think Navarrete.
I like Pitufo. Don't get me wrong. I like him. He's like champion or whatever. But I don't think he's got enough to stop. Not the way this guy comes out. I'm sorry.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The real main event though is the streak. Berlanga. You got Edgar Berlanga going for a 17th knockout in the first round.
That motherfucker.
He's fighting the I wouldn't say he's a great fighter, but he's a durable, formidable, experienced fighter. And Desmond Nicholson been in there with some name fighters we know about. He's been in there with Jesse Hart. He's been in there with Steve Rolls. Okay. He's been in there with a lot of guys and gone rounds with him. Even when he got stopped twice in his career, but every time he's got stopped, the fight's gone at least 5 or 6 rounds, 7 rounds.
Right.
So he's a guy that even in his losses, he is giving you rounds.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you, Pops, the big question that everybody wants to know about that fight, about that night. Does Edgar Berlanga make it 17 straight first round knockouts against Desmond Nicholson?
It's gonna be a walk in the park, brother.
So you're saying yes?
Yes, it's gonna be a walk in the park. I'm taking Berlanga.
But I'm saying in the first round?
I think Berlanga.
I'm not saying. Listen, I think we both agree on who's gonna win.
Yeah.
But is it going to be in the first round?
Until he's proved me wrong, I'm taking the Brooklyn Bomber.
Are you really?
Yeah. But you don't feel that way. Go ahead.
I'm going to say what I always say. I'm going to listen. Because every time.
Experience going. No, we're switching it around now. Yeah.
Every time, listen.
Oh, shit.
Hey, hold on. Well, I don't want to play the song. I don't want to play the song because I don't want to get a copyright from YouTube.
Yeah.
But there's this. I've listened to a lot of reggae recently.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's reggae or dance hall.
Yeah.
I think it's dance hall. I've listened to this guy named, and for those of you out there, if anybody listens to dance hall music, this guy named Barrington Levy. You ever heard of him?
Sounds familiar.
He's got a song called Too Experienced.
Oh, shit, brother.
I'm too experienced to be taken for a stroll.
So you're saying he's gonna go more than
I think Nicholson will get out the first round.
Easy.
But he ain't getting past the fourth. He ain't getting past the fourth.
What is he got a good knockout punch?
I have a vague memory of him because I've only ever seen him fight against Jesse Hart.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, I just remember him being a guy like takes a good shot, strong, you know.
I mean,
I don't really remember. Honestly, I don't really remember any distinct quality about him other than the fact that he's just a durable guy.
Okay.
He's durable enough to give you rounds. He could probably beat a lot of guys in the top 50, you know, lower top 50. But he's not a world beater. He's a solid gatekeeper. He's a guy that you beat for a regional title, NABF, or you know. But he's good. He's the kind of fighter that if you're a hype job, you'll get exposed by him quick.
Wow. So you say Berlanga's again?
Hey, shout out to Major Key. Major Key knows the deal. He said Barrington Levy, of course. That's all I've been listening to. When I listen to his music, I get very, very happy listening to his music. Take you to a happy place.
So I'm gonna ask something else.
Oh, hold that thought.
Yeah.
Nico the Best, shout out to him. He says, True School Sports, are you gonna buy the Ring magazine after Joshua Fury? And I probably will. And he says, do you like the Ring magazine belt? I love the Ring magazine belt. I think the Ring magazine belt, as far as I'm concerned, is the only. As far as I'm concerned, especially now more than ever, the Ring magazine belt might be the only legitimate belt left in boxing. It might be.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You've got.
And to earn that, it's a good one.
Now you've got. I want y'all to think long and hard about this. You got 20 weight classes in boxing. I think now with Bridger weight now. I think it might be 20 weight classes. And in every weight class, there's 4 world champions.
Plus whatever else you want to make it.
Okay. So 4 times 20, that's 80 champions in boxing. And that's not counting all your interim champions, your regular champions, super champions, gold champions, champions in recess, all that stuff. So the only belt to me, in my opinion, has to be the Ring magazine belt, because the Ring magazine belt, it can't be. You don't pay a sanctioning fee for it.
You earn that.
They have to actually. They
by the rankings, yeah.
The committee of the Ring magazine actually has to put the Ring magazine belt on the line in a fight.
Wow.
And you have to win it.
Yeah.
You're the man who beat the man. So, yeah, I love the Ring magazine belt. And you're like, look, people are giving Jamal. There are some people that are giving Jamal Herring a lot of flack right now because they're saying.
Are you serious?
He's ducking Shakur Stevenson. Now,
no, he wants.
What do you think, Pops? Because
if I had to choose fighting Oscar Valdez or fighting what's his name, Shakur Stevenson, guess what I'm gonna pick? I'm picking Oscar Valdez. You know why?
Why?
He beat the best of the best, Berchelt.
Okay.
But I think he's a more talented fighter.
People believe that Shakur Stevenson is the best fighter in this weight class, which I don't think is crazy because I think highly of Shakur Stevenson. All right. But to me, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna quote what I said in my video.
Right.
All right. He over here fighting Pedro Cavara, and he's fighting Toka Khan Clary. He not fighting Toka Khan. He fighting Pokemon. He fighting Pikachu. He fighting Charmander. He fighting Squirtle. Come on, man.
Listen,
I love Shakur Stevenson, and I think highly of the kid. And I thought highly of the kid for longer than most of you guys even know who he is. But Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
I'm not too like. I'm not gonna get mad at Jamal Herring for not fighting him right now. Jamal Herring, to me, based on what he went through after the Okendo fight, being doubted in the Frampton fight. If he decides he wants to vacate this belt to fight Valdez, how the hell can that be considered a bad decision or a bad... Valdez just knocked the shit out of Berchelt. Yeah, he's coming off of a win. His hype's at an all-time high. Herring's hype's at an all-time high.
He's not running
Make
away
the
from
fight now, and Shakur will be there. Shakur will be there.
Marines don't run from nobody. Get it right. He's a class act, and I think he will fight Shakur sometime, but it just won't be this time.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean... And if that was the case, before even Herring won the belt, I won this past weekend when he fought, why didn't Shakur's team call him out before? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, now Herring got his belt. He's done his due what do you call it? Won his due respect, and now because he decides to fight the best of the best, Oscar Valdez, who was also supposed to be a heavy underdog against Berchelt, and he wants to fight that fight, which I think is more exciting than Shakur. They're saying that he's running away.
Listen, I love Shakur.
Marines don't run for nobody.
I love Shakur.
Let's get it right. I ain't no Marine, but they don't run for nobody.
Listen, I love Shakur Stevenson. He's a hell of a fighter. I think he's got a chance to go down as the best of the bunch if he ever puts it fully all together. Right. I still think he fights too amateur. In my opinion, I feel like he's still too much of an amateur for his own good sometimes. But he hasn't paid for it yet because he's fighting Toka Khan Clary. All right? So... You know, I think it's good for Shakur that Jamel Herring is fighting Valdez because it gives him some more time to mature, get some more rounds in, to develop. And then by the time he does fight one of those guys, he'll be the best version of Shakur Stevenson. Because I'm going to tell you this, right? In the event that fight did happen when you want it to happen, and let's say Valdez or Herring does beat Shakur Stevenson, right. You know what's going to happen? They're going to say he didn't fight nobody. He was a hype job. He wasn't that good. So let Shakur step up in some levels, get better, get more experience, so that he can be the best version of himself when he goes in the ring. All right. True.
What do you think about Usyk? You still think he's gonna stay cruiserweight? Oh, stay fight.
I gotta read this comment. Alan Powell says Shakur probably is only really known because he's with Jay Prince and Drake. like they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I said that is a fact. You guys be surprised how much certain fighters get gassed up because of James Prince and Drake. It's ridiculous. Yeah, people don't know shit about boxing. You know, I'll be honest with you. Like, I went to a fight. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, right? So I went to a fight. Oh snap! Okay, we got another super chat here from Major Key Boxing. He says, "Smash the like button." Cotto versus Marquez, BT and Pops. Thank you for your super chat, Glenn.
Thank you.
What do you think? What do you think about? We'll get back to Shakur in a second. What do you think about? The story I was telling. Yeah. What do you think about Cotto versus Marquez, Pops?
That'd be a great fight.
Cotto versus Marquez, exhibition.
Oh, the exhibition thing.
Because it's rumored.
Yeah, I seen that. I mean, all these. To me personally, all these exhibition fights, it's good just to have them coming back and doing it, but they're not gonna. I mean, it's good for people like the avid fans to see it, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a hype job as you know what I mean? It'd be a great fight, but I don't think it's gonna be like.
Do you think that fight will be bigger than Hector Camacho Jr. versus Chavez?
Oh, I seen that shit, man. I seen that shit on I says, am I saying this right?
Yeah.
A few months ago, you interviewed
a couple months ago, I interviewed Hector Camacho Jr.
God bless him, Hector Camacho Jr. in the ring with him, with your buddy and everything from boxing.
We're gonna go live for that.
Yeah, and now I seen one of the Mexican greats, Chavez, and I'm like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So I mean, Cotto and back to Mark. Yeah, I mean.
Well, you know what? That could be actually a fun fight.
The fight that I really want to watch.
Hold on, let me finish my thought.
Okay.
That could be a good fight because both of them aren't that far removed from their own boxing careers.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'd be like Tyson versus Jones. It'd be probably a little better than that.
But the fight that I really want to see, even though people say it's probably Riddick Bowe's washed up and he's old and whatever, I like to see Riddick Bowe go in there and fuck up Lennox Lewis.
That's why you want to see Riddick Bowe versus Lennox
all
Lewis?
exhibition things.
I don't want to see it.
I would love to. What do you think?
I don't want to see
What's
it.
your opinion on that? You think
Bowe's not in good shape? I know Bowe's not in good shape. His knees aren't there. He can't even walk that well. I don't want to see it.
Oh, so you don't want to see? Okay, so you're looking at it. But I'm saying, for what's to happen, so I guess I'll just fight him on the new video game.
And then, if they get this man in what's this called? What should we call it? ESBC.
Yeah.
You know, they have the fight there.
That's what I want to watch.
But I want to get back to my story because I'll try to tell you guys a story. Shout out to Major Key for the super chat.
Thank you, Major
And by the way, if you guys here, smash that like button if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But so yeah, people don't know shit about boxing, and the way I know that people get conned in boxing is like, so the last card I went to here in South Florida was think February 22nd or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the date was, but it was the week before I left to Texas. I went to a Harold Calderon fight, Signature Punch Promotions was the first card. You know, the Antonio Tavares, former manager, his promotional company. So I'll be honest with you guys. The card itself, that card was one of the worst cards. Might have been the worst card I've ever gone to in person in my entire life. It was bad. I mean, it was bad. I'm not gonna shit on 20
fighters. The press conference was pretty good, though, wasn't it? The press conference was pretty good.
Press conference was fun, but the card was lacking. It was lacking. The only two good fights on that card was like, because the card was long. It was like 9 or 8 fights long. It was 8 or 9 fights. There was only 2 fights in that card that were worth a damn. That was Conor Islam. He fought this Ecuadorian dude. Conor Islam, he's a ranked fighter at middleweight. He might actually get a title shot in the WBO if Bubu Andrade vacates and goes to 168. So he might be a future Jaime Munguia opponent. So remember I told you all that. So he fought. That was a really great fight. This dude, like, I remember there was one round where, like, the bell rang, and this dude literally ran at the beginning of the bell, ran across the ring, throwing bombs. Just throwing bombs.
Oh, shit.
So that was pretty exciting. And then we had my main man, Sweet Feet, Gaspard Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
Gaspard Bala. Good fighter, coming to you live and direct from Miami Gardens, Florida, via the West Park POW.
Wow.
Good local fighter, and I think he's someone that's going to have a chance to go far in the future. So those 2 guys are the only 2 that really stood up that night. But I'm telling you guys about this because people don't know shit about boxing, and I know this because that night we had Harold Calderon in the main event. Harold Calderon's a good local welterweight, friend of the channel. I like him, but he hasn't really fought anybody yet. He fought an Argentinian who was whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And had won, but didn't look sensational doing it. You know, but boxing for 10 rounds won. That night, Rick Ross showed up, the rapper.
Oh shit.
Rick Ross showed up that night to the fights. Because Rick Ross is friends with Harold Calderon. Now, Rick Ross is a extreme casual boxer. He don't know shit about boxing, but he's friends with Adrian Broner, and he watches a big fight here and there. So, Rick Ross sits down at a table ringside. And he got like 3 or 4 big-ass security guards with him, right? So I'm walking around. I was looking for somebody that night, and I walked by that area, and I see my good friend, my main man, one of South Florida's very own, one of my favorite fighters in boxing, Dominique Trap Francis, a.k.a. Lil Mayweather, all right? Yeah. Dominique Francis, he was sitting down, and at the same table as Rick Ross, sitting at the same table as him. So naturally, I see my friend. I want to say hi to my friend. So I'm not even caring about Rick Ross. I don't even give a fuck about Rick Ross. I want to say hi to Dominique Francis. So I attempt to walk past these big ass,
huge,
400-pound, this damn wide,
Brinks
truck looking security guards. They say you can't walk by. I said, look, man, I don't even care about Rick Ross. Fuck Rick Ross. I just want to talk to Dominique. I just want to say hi to my friend Dominique Francis. And he said, well, you can't walk here because if you walk here, then people are gonna go nuts.
Right.
So then,
all of a sudden,
I walk away. I'm not really trying to cause too much problem because I had a job to do that night. And Dominique Francis' uncle, all right, his uncle was sitting next to Dominique. I guess he worked with Rick Ross or did something. And he informed the security guards to let me in. So I get to sit at the same table as Dominique Francis and Rick Ross and all these guys. And I'm listening to Rick Ross. Like, I'm listening to Rick Ross talk about boxing and stuff. Like, just giving us little observations. And, like, he didn't need to know a whole lot.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was seeing, like, when certain fighters would fight, you know, he was impressed by certain things. I'm like, you're impressed by this guy? This guy ain't shit. But he don't know that because he don't know shit about boxing.
Right.
So I say that to say that it's not hard to trick people who aren't around it all the time or who don't take the time to watch it because boxing is a business and, you know, these promoters all market their fighters
a certain way.
Yeah. You know, they look at their fighters through rose-colored glasses.
Does Damian Lillard know his basketball?
No, Damian Lillard's a different story. Damian Lillard knows his boxing. Yeah. He knows his boxing. He knows about Holyfield Lopez.
He had a Marvin Hagler thing.
He knows his boxing.
Yeah. So shout out to Damian Lillard from the Trailblazers.
Yeah, man. Oh, let's see. I missed a couple of comments. We got my man Al Powell says, yeah, like Tank, Haney, Ryan are all up there because of who they know and what they know. That's why I give respect to T. He made a name for himself. You know what? I've never thought about that way.
Wow.
I've never really taken the time to think about those fighters in the way you just said, but that's a great point. You know, Ryan Garcia is social media. He was social media famous before he fought Luke Campbell. So that made the Luke Campbell fight bigger than what it actually was.
Right.
Devin Haney, social media famous and for sparring. Okay. Who else did you say? You said Shakur. You know, he's got Drake and got the OVO shit on his thing. So you got Drake and James Prince. Tank got Mayweather. Dang. Yo, I never even thought of it like that. You put me on game.
Yeah.
Teofimo is the only young fighter who got it off the muscle. He getting off the muscle.
That's it. He did it.
I don't even want to hear about these guys.
Now got Triller on his side.
And listen, not only is he the only one getting it off the muscle, he's the only one fighting anybody.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
Even now, I think there's a legitimate argument to be made. And I want to know what you guys think. Because Jorge Linares, while he's a good opponent for Devin Haney, he's not that far removed from getting stopped in one round against Pablo Cesar Cano. So I think George Kambosos is a better opponent. Undefeated, 19-0, hungry as hell, 216 rounds of Manny Pacquiao sparring in the bank. George Kambosos is more dangerous of an opponent and a better opponent for Teofimo Lopez than Jorge Linares is for Devin Haney. That's what I think. Yeah. Even now, I think Teofimo Lopez is still fighting better people when people don't even think that.
Yo, but he's big now, man. You see Teofimo now? He looks huge, man.
I mean, we don't call him Gordo for a reason here in South Florida.
Big,
just for any reason.
Said, Jesus, man. But like you say, I bet he's gonna have to move up because he'll start making the weight.
Yeah. Jordan wishes he could be LeBron. Oh my! We not talking about basketball. We gonna pause on that basketball talk, champ. We gonna pause on that basketball talk. But I will tell you this: I did see the Space Jam 2 trailer, and it was better than I thought it was.
Yeah.
It was better than I thought it was. But that shit's still trash.
Oh shit! Damn. What an observation!
Oh my God, it's brutal. It's brutal. Like I can't believe that they decided to ruin the Space Jam franchise by putting LeBron in it.
Yeah.
They got women's basketball players in the movie too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I ain't about to
Don't nobody give a fuck about the WNBA.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah. So what's happening to Big Baby Miller? You ever heard anything from him?
I haven't, but he was watching my Instagram stories the other day. Shout out to Jarrell Miller.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think he's going to come back?
I don't know what he's going to do, man. I don't know what he's going to do.
Somebody said Wilder's going to come back when he makes $80 million or something for a big fight.
He going to be sitting his ass right there on that couch the rest of his career.
You think so?
Not doing a damn thing if he's looking for $80 million. He ain't Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Only Anthony Joshua can lose a fight and get $88 million.
I'm just saying. Like,
coming off a loss.
Everybody's saying that he's just going to wait for a big fight to come up. You know?
Slotello says that Jarrell Miller ducked Anthony Joshua. He's ducking Anthony Joshua.
Oh shit, he's a duck.
He's ducking
him. He's quacking.
Because they were saying he did steroids and he put rat poisoning in himself and he was putting needles in his asses and Jarrell Miller was nuts.
Oh my God. Well,
hey, what do you think about the Andy Ruiz Areola fight?
I think Andy Ruiz is gonna plow right through him. He's fucking old.
I don't think so.
Ariela's old.
But
Ariela's gonna be a punching bag for Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz is.
I would have much rather see Andy Ruiz against Deontay Wilder.
Ariola is not elite at anything except taking an ass whipping. This guy is an expert.
What about my boy King Kong? What's up with him?
Oh, today he was
We're talking about King Kong.
Luis Ortiz. Yeah, today he was.
What's going on with him?
I saw he was on the track down there at Tropical Park in Miami. He was down there with
Was he working out?
Yeah, he was running with my boy Eric Lances Jr., the one from Homestead I was talking about. Eric Lances Jr., Michelle Rivera, and what's his name? I think Hergovic too.
No shit. Hey, they were saying that Hergovic, the bounty hunter was saying.
You know what? Speaking of Hergovic,
the bounty hunter was saying that Hergovic got no movement. He can't move around the ring. He doesn't jab. He just uses his hand, this thing, to push it out like this. He doesn't have a jab or anything. He said he's gonna have a problem with me. What do you think about that? That Hergovic don't use no jab. That he doesn't have enough movement.
He does a lot of talking for a guy that got a draw perfection.
Oh shit!
Where's you got Instagram on here?
No.
I was trying to see if Pedro Diaz hit his back up.
No, he back up on that. He has to. So that's supposed to. What do you guys think about? Nobody's talking more about Lomachenko. He's supposed to have a fight coming up too. Do you guys still
against Nakatani?
That's gonna be a great fight, man. Who you guys got on that one, man? And what do y'all think about
I'm going.
Lomachenko? He's still gotta be one of the elite fighters. What is he now? What's his rank now? Like,
I think he's the best besides Teofimo. But look, I'm going with Nakatani. I'm going with War Nakatani.
Nakatani, man, he showed me some
shit. I'm going with Nakatani, but I am a believer of Nakatani.
I mean, if Lomachenko loses, I think he's done. Not done, but I mean, you know what I mean?
Antonio Josina says the burrito don't want the boo-boo.
Oh, shit.
Facts. He don't want that smoke.
But I think Lomachenko's gonna come back and he's got to come out big and. I mean, he's got to chase somebody. You know what I mean?
Man, that Nagatani fight's gonna be crazy. The size advantage is gonna be like you guys remember how everybody was talking about the Canelo size advantage? That size advantage is gonna be ridiculous.
Nagataki's bigger.
He's like 6 feet tall.
Jesus.
He's like a 6 foot lightweight.
Oh my God.
Remember when Teofimo Lopez was fighting? He had a jab up.
He can hit too. He can hit.
Durable as tough as nails. He got character. He's got so much character. Nakatani, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Nakatani after that Verdejo fight, and even after the Lopez fight as well, I think he became one of my favorite fighters in boxing.
But do you think
like Nakatani, one of them guys like when they announce his fights, like I get excited for it.
You think you can easily beat Lomachenko?
Easily? No, not easily.
Lomachenko's gonna come to make a statement.
I mean, he supposedly he was coming to make a statement against Teofimo Lopez too. We see that worked out.
But I think boxing humbled him now.
Humble who?
Lomachenko.
No, he thinks Teofimo Lopez is. No, listen, he's not humble, and neither is Teofimo.
Yeah.
No, none of these guys are humble.
Well, you got to give it to Teofimo. Like the comment said, Teofimo made a name for himself. You know what I mean?
He did.
He didn't just get there like that. So give that. We said Lomachenko's been getting dick ridden by everybody else until.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people, and I was having this conversation the other day, and I want to run about the 19 of you guys that are here because I consider if you're up at this time of night watching me and my dad talk right now, you're almost 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're up right now, you really watch it. You really fuck with us.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think amateur background in boxing. So like I remember a couple years ago, I used to be big on amateur background. Right?
Oh my God, you're switching it around. Oh, thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You finally
I used to think amateur background meant like.
You agree with me finally?
Everything like 300 fights. That's what you need. Like elite 200 fights, medals.
You name it.
The more national championships, the better. But after talking to Johnny, right now, I do think that amateur background does count. I think it does matter. I think it's good for your foundation. But in terms of being an elite pro fighter, I think amateur background, as I've been listening to how people talk about certain fighters, it's freaking overrated as hell. Like for example, they say Mirjan Akhmadaliev at 122, good fighter, solid fighter, unified champion. They say he's the best at 122 because he's unified in this many fights.
Yeah.
Oh snap! Ruben Crespo with another super chat. He's $10. He says,
"Thank you, Ruben.
He
God
said,
bless,
peace
bro.
to you guys. You need to put a banner with Cash App so you two don't take 30%. I'm happy at the time. At this time, I made $1,100. So Ruben's over here just blessing us. I
God bless you, man.
And yes,
thank you. God bless you and your family.
I'll definitely start pushing that Cash App more. So you guys that really fuck with the channel, like the channel.
Thank you.
You guys can continue to support us, and so that I can go to more fights and give you guys good content. You know, tomorrow, we haven't checked our messages yet, but tomorrow we're supposed to be going. We might be going to Mundo Boxing Gym, so you guys might be getting a Philip Hergovic interview soon. So
yeah.
Stay tuned. But as far as what we talking about, amateur background, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're saying he got all this amateur background and he unified all these fights and this, that, and the third, right? And I don't think it means anything because like Mirjan Akhmadaliev hasn't got punched in his shit yet. All that
oh shit.
All that amateur background stuff is cool. You know, like I know like it's cool, but like amateurs is like tap tap tap.
Pat a ball.
It's pity pat. Ain't nobody. There's very few fighters in the amateurs that are throwing grown man punches.
Well, I think
trying to hurt you.
I think amateur boxing.
Look. Mirjan Akhmadaliev has much more experience than Angelo Leo as far as amateur background, all that stuff. But if they sign that contract, Mirjan Akhmadaliev versus Angelo Leo, I'm gonna withdraw everything from my bank account. Everything. I will withdraw every cent from my bank account, and I'll bet on Angelo Leo.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you know what? I said that same shit against Fulton, so maybe I shouldn't be doing that.
You better be careful with
I better bet.
This guy's gonna bet a lot.
Hey, don't take no gambling advice to me.
Yeah.
I'm saying what I would do. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying what I would do.
They clarify that, but they be broke, man. They be like, God damn, BT, you can't count on you no more.
Yeah, Antonio.
Like Johnny calls you all the time. His boy Johnny calls him all the time, and he try to ask BT about all these things because he live in the heart of gambling over there in Las Vegas. I told BT. Your boy Johnny calling you for some advice, man. Technically, he's not telling you that, but he want to pick your head.
Yeah, man. Antonio Hostino says, our time is now. We are not slinging no tacos coming April 24th. You damn right. Puerto Rico, stand up.
Bueno, para que lo sepa, Puerto Rico, ajo con andule. Acapugia.
When's the Puerto Rican Jamaican cookbook for you and Troy Graham coming out?
Oh, I don't know. Whenever Troy, yeah, me and Troy, man, I love Troy, man. I cut him out the other day, but I like Troy. By my own fault. That man's always cooking and doing mofongo, doing all kinds of shit. He's supposed to be coming down here, ain't he?
I'll be in Daytona.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody here. We've been live for over 2 hours. Time just flies when you're having fun. Sitting in the van, staring at the water. Like, look, I'll show you guys on the look.
Yeah.
This is what I've been staring at the whole time. Like, look. So I don't know if y'all can see. There's a bunch of water there. It's like there's like a creek in our little apartment complex. What do I think about Edgar Berlanga? I love Edgar Berlanga. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he's great for boxing, not just Puerto Rican boxing, but boxing at large. I think he brings excitement to boxing. I think he's a future superstar of the sport because...
But I don't think he's ready for Canelo like you would call him out in the beginning.
He's not ready for Canelo.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's as far off as people think.
Look, what, you give him a couple more years?
I give him 4 fights.
He's got to be tested.
I give him 4 fights.
He's got to be...
I would say you got this fight, right? So depending on how this fight goes, might be 3 fights. But I'm saying you give him this fight, you give him like another step up.
I'm saying though, but he hasn't.
You give him this fight and like 2 top 15, top 10 guys.
He's got to get up beyond the tested waters. He's got to get tested as far as many rounds he can.
Why?
I mean, because you got to get the experience in the ring, the time in with another opponent, not just sparring, to literally get better at your craft. I'm not saying he's young, he's powerful, and he can knock out everybody else. But at some point, he's going to be tested. Is he ready for that?
Of course he's ready for it. It's the chosen one.
I know.
That's his name.
Yeah, I know.
The chosen one.
Yeah.
He's going to save Puerto Rican boxing.
I like him. But the other Puerto Rican I like was one on was Nisa was commentating.
Alfredo Mendez? That his name?
I don't know. I forgot his name. He was fucking good. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm sorry, man. I got my PTSD. Don't let me remember my own name.
All right, we're going to get a couple more questions, and I'm going to wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
But we got... I really enjoyed this, by the way. We might do more of these at night, maybe at a better time.
And if you guys got any ideas what fighters we need to be talking about that we're not talking about,
if you guys want to see me and Pops while I'm here in South Florida, just go live at night in the van and just talk our shit. Like,
I mean, but if you guys
let us know
any ideas or any fighters you want us to talk about that we haven't really heard of or whatever, just let us know.
So, what do you think? What do you think that Benavidez versus Berlanga? What happens?
Oh fuck! Who's that?
That's my guy, Raw Dog.
Oh,
he's coming in, Raw Dog, asking you the tough questions.
You fucking me up. At this stage.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh man. No, I love Berlanga, but my heart's going with Benavidez.
Not right now.
Experience. Yep. Experience. Benavidez is a tough dog. People say, "Oh, he just stands there. He can't do this. He can't do that."
I'll say right now Benavidez, but
Benavidez.
Give Berlanga. After Berlanga gets 2 fights against like top 10 opponents, I'm going with Berlanga.
And I would like to see Jamal fight Benavidez. Benavidez is supposed to be the backup in case something happens to Billy Joe Saunders.
Nicholson is a good dude, man. Berlanga is just going to throw and show. I hope so, man. I hope we can. I hope he and Pops can find a way to go out to that card. In Kissimmee.
What day is that?
April 24th, Saturday.
Damn, Patrick's gonna be down here too.
Damn.
My brother's gonna be down here.
Yeah, so we'll see, man.
Shit.
We'll see, man. But look, man, I think on that note, guys, we're going to wrap it up because at some point we have to get some rest.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Like I said, if you have any ideas what other topics we could talk about, what fighters you want us to hear from, whether it's European.
We'll do more of these. We'll do more of these when I'm here. When I'm here. But, just a program reminders for you guys. Live fight reaction for Conor Benn will be Saturday afternoon, and then we'll be live for both. We'll be using both. We'll be going live for both the Jerron Ennis card and the Joe Smith card. So we'll be live all day. It'll be an all-day affair here on True School Sports. So join us for that. I did a 40-minute interview with Stacey McKinley, but I'm going to break it up into segments because there's so many things he talked about that I think are important that need to get the just attention. So look out for that. We might be going to Mundo Boxing Gym tomorrow, depending on if Pedro Diaz hit us up or not.
Yeah.
But, man, a lot of great things happening here on True School Sports. I'll be back in Texas probably in May at some point.
Right.
And I'll be at the Josh Taylor Ramirez fight on May 22nd for sure. And maybe Canelo Saunders, but that's not confirmed yet. So we'll see what happens, man. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe, support. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.